It's time for the Ravagers to rise once again to glory!
You are listening to The Ravager Report, a Fox Next Marvel Strike Force podcast dedicated to bringing you the latest news, information, and updates. With your hosts, Dorian.
It is a name what strikes fear into the hearts of anyone what hears it!
And Hebrew Hammer.
I'm Mary Poppins, y'all!
Hello and welcome to episode 16 of the Ravager Report. I am your host, Dorian, and with me, as always, is the Honorable Hebrew Hammer. Hebrew, how you doing tonight?
I'm doing pretty good, buddy. How about yourself?
I'm doing wonderful, thank you. So, second episode of 2019. We're still here. The world's still turning. The MSF is ongoing. Before we get into things, why don't we cover how you been, man? What'd you do this past week?
Not too much. I will say, I don't think I've mentioned this so far, but I've had like 3 beers, so don't hold anything against me because I'm a little bit of a lightweight anyways. But yeah, the week itself been going pretty good. Enjoying my last few days before I have to go back to class. Basically flipped the day and night on its ass, and I'm staying awake all throughout the night and sleeping through the day because I hate day and I love night. So yeah, doing that. I've started up, so I've been doing a lot of research on Anthem, this game coming out, Anthem, and I'm pretty sure I'm going to be developing content for that. So that's going to be my first real venture into like YouTube development of content and stuff like that. So if you're excited, you should get it. That's for sure.
What platforms is it on?
Yeah, if anyone, PlayStation, PC, and Xbox.
Is it an MMO?
I'm getting it for PlayStation. It's very much like Destiny. That's the best way I can say it.
I got Warframe if I get in that mood.
Yeah, it's actually similar to Warframe, but I mean, it's, Warframe is similar to Destiny. Destiny is similar to this. Like it's different, but it's the same. But
cool.
Either way, looks really cool. The graphics are insane. Can't wait to get into it. But yeah,
it's EA though. That's a big turnoff.
Inside, it's EA, but it's BioWare, which BioWare has a great track record for narratives, minus Andromeda. But the problem is that EA, that was the first game that EA had a lot of influence on, and they've even admitted that they were the reason why that game was screwed.
Yeah.
So BioWare got super pissed off at them because of it, actually. So I might have to edit some stuff in here. But I'm already cursing. Anyways, yeah, so that was about it outside of the game. Inside, doing the raids. Nothing, I mean, we're going to be talking about the new stuff that dropped, but nothing super big happened. I was really hoping I was going to get, something big from the Red Stars this week, but I didn't. I am probably going to be stuck at, if my gold income shows anything about my luck, you guys can probably agree that I will never get anything above like a 4-star in this game. So we'll see.
I'm feeling like I'm right there with you on that one, though, brother.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much.
I mean, have you had anything above a 4-star? I thought you had a 5-star, or no?
You keep talking. I'll double check.
Okay. But yeah. Anyway, so wasn't super happy about that. I also kind of screwed up on the last Red Star Blitz, and I didn't participate nearly enough. That was on me. But anyways, yeah, excited for that despite some issues I have with it. But yeah, I'm glad I'm going to be getting more Juggernaut shards because I need them. Same thing with Wolverine. Glad his campaign's out. That's another thing.
Sabretooth. Sabretooth.
What'd I say?
Wolverine. Yeah.
God, so bad at that. Name association. But yeah.
No, because Sabretooth's how Wolverine should have been.
Yeah, I 100% agree with that. Yeah. But yeah, that's about it. What about you?
So this past week, obviously doing the Gamma Raid, my quest for maxed out aim is ongoing. In fact, I just got Scientist Supreme to level 66 right before the show, but she's still only like 3-star, so working on her every day. and getting all the other AIM minions up as well, because we are going to need them at some point. To answer your earlier question, no, I do not have anything other than 4 red star characters. I do not have a 5 red star. I thought I had a 5 red star bullseye, but I guess it was just 4. So, although I have been working on bullseye because he's 4 red star, because I should. Of course, the fun part is two of my red stars are Magneto and Fury. So when I unlock them sometime in the near future,
on Fury.
Yeah, I've got 4 red star Fury and Magneto.
Those are some great pulls. Wow.
Yeah, they're great if you have them. Okay.
Yeah,
they're great for if and when I unlock them.
You don't have. I'm really surprised you don't have Fury by now, but I'm not surprised that you don't have.
I should have gotten Fury. I'm not gonna lie. I got frustrated, especially it was right around the time
you're leveling up AIM right now.
Yeah. Evan, I'm sorry. I'm gonna reply to Evan here in chat. He goes, "Let me tell you, when they bring platoons to raid, Dorian is going to be the best." Yeah, maybe. I mean, I've only got like 4 characters that are not 5 that are not unlocked. So I mean, there's that, I guess. But yeah, I'm actually having fun with AIM. Although we're running Gamma Raid 4, and don't take an underpowered AIM team into those nodes. They do not punch above their weight class at all.
No, they don't punch below their weight class.
and I'm looking at abilities, right? And I'm sorry, this is tangent stuff. This is what we do, guys. If you're new to the show, welcome to the world of tangents. So I was looking at, because I'm working on Scientist Supreme, and I'm working on kind of one at a time. And Scientist Supreme's second special, to go from level 4 to level 5, not second special, but her special, to go from level 4 to level 5, increases the number of allies that she flips buffs on from 4 to 5. And I'm looking at that and I'm going, why does this seem wrong? Because no aim character calls in minions. So she's going to flip buffs on everybody. +1. And I'm just like, huh. Yeah. Okay then. But it's I have OCD.
It's almost like she's a poorly created character.
I mean, my gosh, what? No, no, there are no poorly created characters in this game, man. This game is awesome. So, anyway, look, okay. Sarcasm aside, I do love the game. All right, if I didn't love the game, I wouldn't still be playing it. I'm frustrated with some of the directions they've taken, and some of the decisions they've made. But all in all, I love this game. But yeah,
I'll ask you this one question.
Yeah,
would you rather be playing Let's Go Pikachu or this game?
I'm sorry, that Reddit post. Thank you, Redditor. That was awesome. and I had to be honest. I had to reply and say, it's sad. You know, his post wanted to make me angry. I'm like, but it's true. I can't get angry. It's true.
He wasn't doing it to make you angry.
I know he wasn't
summarizing everything.
I know he was.
That's what it was.
He was giving a synopsis of the episode, and hey, last week that's how I felt. I've put more time into this week and getting back to scoring top 8 or 8+ in raids, and trying to get all 14 milestones in Blitz, because normally I was just getting to 8 and going, nah, I don't care anymore. And so, Dark Dimension, hey, I cleared the Fury node in one day. I was so excited about that. Now, to be fair, I had like 450 heals because, reasons. So I did heal my defenders up once. But yeah, that actually felt kind of good after that soul crush that was the Miss Marvel. And then I get to the next one, and there's like 6 visions, and I'm like, oh, that was fun.
Guess who I killed every single time whenever I saw him
Vision.
on that node? Yeah.
Vision.
I literally abandoned everyone else, and I just went straight for Vision this second. I was not going to have a Vision on my screen.
Okay. You're not going to have a very long discussion someday to try to get you over this whole Vision pathology that you have.
We will never agree.
I'm just I'm just saying get you over this Vision pathology, because the dude Vision is one of the best characters in this game. Okay? So
yeah, I agree.
So,
but I don't like Vision.
I know, but you're
I can't separate them in my mind. It's not possible.
Oof. That's horrible.
I see Vision, I become enraged.
That's really sad. That's really, really sad.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that's what I did in game. Outside of game, it was a great week. I got promoted. So that came through, which was really exciting and makes me feel better and reinvigorated about my job. So
you have no idea how badly I want to tell that joke. I said,
I know. You're such a good friend. You're such a good friend that you won't say anything. That's pretty much it. Outside of some alliance things, real quick, and I know I'm taking a lot of time on this. I apologize. It was really nice. We hit Gamma Raid 4 early, and because of that, I think we jumped quite a bit in the leaderboard standings because we were hitting Gamma Raid 4, I think, before some other people were. So we've been able to hit it frequently enough that we've been able to maintain. We're not top 100 yet. I think at one point we may have been, Evan can correct me, I think we may have been top 200 at some point. But I want to say we're hovering right around 250 right now, which it feels good because we have the power in the alliance to do it.
Yeah.
So we've got some kinks to work out getting people on board with 100%ing Ultimus. Because that's something that we should it should be a cakewalk for us at this point. But the game, right? It's the game.
Yeah.
I'm still not a fan of the raid system, but it is what it is. So yeah, some exciting stuff in game this week. And don't forget today's email in game, letting everybody know cheating is bad, boys and girls. Cheating is bad.
Yeah.
So
I really thought that was something big for a second. Whenever I was news from the developer, I was like, oh shit, what's gonna happen? And then it was like, yeah, no cheating, guys. And I was like,
well, I think they did it because they've opened up the Fear the Darkness or something. Because Pipster's in the Fear of the Darkness, so
I mean, it's just like that's gonna deter anyone. Like, hey guys, we're watching you. Don't do it, please. And it's dumb.
Yeah. I don't know. Let's see. Just making room for you to edit. So unfortunately, I don't have any new patrons to announce this week. We have added a new patron perk, though, I want to talk about. So for our $5 and up patrons, you now get the live uncut version of the show. So if you go to patreon.com, you can get the RSS link, and you will be able to download and listen to the uncut version of the show on your favorite podcast / mobile device or computer, if that's be your choice. So if you do find that interesting and you'd like to support the show, you can do so at patreon.com/Ravager Report, where we have subscriptions starting at $2 going all the way up to $20. And you also will be entered into our monthly drawing for a $10 gift card, which we are going to be doing today on the show. We will be doing that a little bit later after our news update. So, before we get into the news, we're going to do our Datamine deep dive, or rather, the Datamine coverage. So, since last week, there's only a few things here that I really wanted to kind of bring out and talk about. I think this was part of the Datamine, and they've announced it in game, but I'll go ahead and mention it. They extended the Green Goblin milestones. So, yay. Yeah. Thanks for that. That way the people that paid for it, to the people that paid for it, I'm sure you know that's great. I'm sorry, that's just a bad decision because you just told everybody that paid to do that milestone, why? You know, so because other people are now going to get an opportunity to do it. So, I mean,
well,
yeah, because you know, up until this blitz, the only way to get Green Goblin was to pay for him, right? Yeah. So when you paid for him and you did the milestone, you got all the benefits because you paid, which you should. You drop money on the game, you should get extra benefits. Then they just go, we're going to extend it for everybody that gets him free to play now. So
yeah, no, I mean, you know, they've never been good with stuff like that, so that didn't surprise me.
No, it didn't surprise me, but it should be frustrating to people that drop money on the game. It should be. I mean, now, if it doesn't bother you, great. If I was dropping money on the game and I was paying for some exclusive stuff, like milestones that were pay to play, I would be ticked if they then said, oh, hey, look, everybody can do this now. I mean, look, you still got to drop some money to upgrade him, right? But, you know, you don't have that exclusivity that you once had.
I mean, my thing is that I don't remember. They didn't alter these from the Miles version.
No, they did not update it for the Miles. But I think Miles started, but the Miles one only started like a day before the Blitz.
Yeah, but I just mean like it's just like you're not going to get to the top end where things matter. I haven't calculated this one out, but I calculated out the Miles one. So if it's the same as the Miles one, then I'm still upset more about the fact that we have to pay for, you know, especially a ridiculous amount of money to complete the milestone, especially whenever all the good rewards are really held towards the end. So
yeah,
I've just never been a fan of having to pay for milestone completion, period.
Right. No, I'm with you 100%. And also, you know, Miles did have the campaign as well. So there was that as well. Now, Evan did correct me in chat, and he said the milestones would have lasted past the first Blitz, but now they're going to also last past the second. So you still could have unlocked him, and if you were like number one, I guess, or you know, in the top 1,500, you would have gotten some extra. But I mean, again, you're still not advancing to the quote unquote good tiers unless you pay, which is fine. I mean, I have no problem with him making money on the game. I just, it's how they decide to do it sometimes that angers me. So, okay. Let's see. So we have, according to a Datamine, an update coming soon. Prepare yourself, Commander. A new Marvel Strike Force update is coming soon, including 3 new playable characters, Guardian updates, a new event campaign, Blitz changes, and more. Get ready for these and other big changes coming soon. We got a little bit of a preview of what may be coming with today's Q&A, which we'll be going over a little bit more in depth later in the show. So this makes sense. Now the question is the 3 new playable characters. Who are they going to be? I imagine the update is going to include Captain Marvel, who will be coming out, I imagine, late February, early March to coincide with the movie. When is the movie
coming out?
March 8th.
Okay.
So, I imagine she's going to be one of the 3 playable characters. I imagine Carnage is going to be one of the 3 playable characters because he's supposed to be coming to the game.
Yeah.
And so there'd be one more. I know there was some speculation it was going to be Fantastic Four. And when I saw that the whole Doom thing was coming, I actually reached out to FoxX to say, okay, here's how I see this working out. We've got the Juggernaut raid. But then we've got basically all of February with nothing. And then we've got, the Kree and Marvel will be at late February, early March for the Captain Marvel movie. So I was like, I thought Fantastic Four was a possibility in February. I was told half of what I've said is correct. And considering we know the Kree are getting a rework and we know Captain Marvel's coming in March, I'm imagining there are no Fantastic Four characters coming to the game anytime soon. At least not in February.
Yeah, I doubt it. I mean, I'm obviously they are going to come. Like they wouldn't have put Doctor Doom's model in, especially.
Well, they only put a model in there for the cutscenes for the raid. I don't know. I don't know if it's a character model. I mean, those are 2 different things. So,
yeah, I think that he is what I'm saying is that I don't think they would have went to the work of putting him in at all if they didn't plan on using him as an actual playable character. Not to mention, I mean, he is one of the biggest people in Marvel, one of the biggest villains in Marvel.
Yes,
so
but
they were going to get to him eventually.
Right. No, I'm possibly, you could be right. I disagree though that the quote unquote wouldn't have put him in, because every other Marvel game was doing something Fantastic Four related. He was randomly added to the Gamma 4 raid just to have something Fantastic Four related, because it's a Gamma raid for Juggernaut. Also,
first of all, why did they have the Fantastic Four thing?
Because it's Fantastic Four week. They basically have reintroduced the comic book, and like every game, that's right. You weren't, because you're up all night, sleep all day.
Yeah.
Like there's this big Marvel Games live stream earlier this week on Monday where they were doing Contest of Champions. They did a run through of Marvel Strike Force, and I think I shared that. You might want to go back through our chat and look, because I shared some stuff from that. It's pretty epic. Like the kid playing the Gamma Raid, his facial. I mean, this kid's really getting into it. It's obvious he has never played the game before.
Otherwise, he would have a totally different expression on his.
Well, it's like some of his character options. He's not worrying about like where he's putting people. And and this is confirmed that they were on a different server than the live servers. So like even though they were running Gamma Raid 3, what they were showing on the live stream was like no restrictions and had no red stars or anything. So it was a test server built specifically for that live stream to showcase Marvel Strike Force to everybody. Because why would you showcase aim and shield nodes? Because Hey. But yeah, it was Gamma Raid 3. But this kid's like swiping his hands when like Captain America goes to make a hit, and he's like, I mean, you can just it's kind of funny. And you really need to do it. What I think upset me the most about that live stream though was some guy got on there from Marvel Games talking about how great raid sustainability was and how important raid sustainability is and how awesome Night Nurse is for that raid sustainability. But you can't use her in the raid.
But you can't use her. Yeah.
You can't use her. She's not available here. So,
well, from what it sounds like, it sounds like the guy was probably able to use Night Nurse in the
yes,
the
he was. Yes, because they were going
Cinda's.
Yeah, because like Lorraine's her name, I guess. Was like, tweet us and send us your squad suggestions. So some guy had him run like Vision, Night Nurse, Captain America, and then they got into about how important sustainability was in raids because they're so long and stuff. And but at least
whenever I hear them say like information on anything, give us feedback, I just immediately think of instrumental.
It was filtered. They weren't showing it on screen. Yeah, Lorraine was like, she was going, oh, hey, we got a great comment here that love Captain America. Oh, he's so great. And the animation's awesome. And like fluff, right? Because they weren't going to read the real stuff.
All the redacted.
Right.
Yeah, I wish you could see all the redacted comments like floating on the screen with just black bars on them.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that would have been amazing. Speaking of something, I need to make a quick mea culpa and apologize to everybody. So I blasted out, hey, look, I heard from Foxnex, there are no AIM Hydra nodes. Guess what? There are AIM and Hydra nodes. And Heber could tell you, I was livid. I saw that, and I flipped the lid, man. I lost my junk. And I went off on him, like, dude. And I screen captured where he told me, there are no AIM Hydra nodes. And he came back and goes, look, man, I'm really sorry. I misunderstood you. I thought you were asking if there were AIM and Hydra nodes together. Okay. That's fine. The way he wrote it, I can see where, maybe I didn't go back and look at how I wrote it. So anyway, I apologize, guys, for telling you that there were no AIM Hydra nodes, because obviously there are AIM and Hydra nodes. Not that you're really using AIM or Hydra in those nodes. So, at least not the minions. Turns out crossbones with defenders, it's kind of fun.
I think it's garbage. He dies in like 3 seconds.
Then you're doing it wrong.
I basically am running I don't think there's any other way to do it.
How many red stars is your crossbones?
4-person defender.
How many red stars is your crossbones?
Hold on, let me check.
Because he lasted like 3 nodes for me.
For me, he lasted like 1.5. He's two red stars.
See, mine's 4.
I mean, still, I would imagine he probably gets dumped on pretty quick. I mean, he's only useful for his ultimate.
Yeah, pretty much. But with Luke there, I guess maybe JJ was just feeding the energy perfectly for me. Because like I was getting his ultimate off left and right, and Luke was just taunting and keeping the taunt up. So,
yeah, I mean, I thought it was going to go down a little bit better for me just because of the defense up. You know, I was always going to have the defense up whenever I actually used it. That way I could keep some sustainability with him because of the damage he does to himself whenever he ults. But yeah, just, you know, he would last maybe, you know, node and a half at most. But it's not that big of a deal because the amount of time that I actually needed him was small, and my defenders could handle themselves with just 4.
Oh yeah,
it was no big deal.
Yeah, those earlier nodes, the defenders definitely handle themselves rather easily, and that's for the Hydra nodes. And then there's obviously the defender aim and the defender shield, and those are I tried using somebody for that, and it wasn't. Yeah, basically, it was just running all 4.
Yeah, I mean, you know, it is what it is. Are we actually getting into the gamma raid right now? Or?
No, we're not. I'm sorry. So let's finish up. Let's finish up the Datamine. Distracted Dorian. So, all right. Let's see. So. Hero
we were on the 3 characters.
Yeah, so we were on the 3 characters.
Well, who do you think the 3 characters?
So Carnage and Miss Marvel, or Captain Marvel. Sorry, both are technically correct, but we already have a Miss Marvel in game, so let's just make sure to call her Captain Marvel.
Yeah.
I don't know who the last one's gonna be. Okoye. I'm calling my shot now. It's gonna be Okoye.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say too, because of that Wakandan node.
So
it's gonna be coming. Finally.
Yeah, thanks for that, Fox.
Get your bruiser team ready. Yeah, get your bruiser team ready.
Oh yeah,
killing it.
Oh yeah, and
one whole person. Very nice.
Yeah. Let's see. Let's see. So then they talk about Guardians updates, which obviously we'll talk about here in a little bit when we go into the Q&A blog. New event campaign. I imagine that's going to be for the new playable character. I wouldn't be surprised if Captain Marvel was an event. Like, she's not I don't know if they're going to make her legendary. Simply because who are you going to use to get her? I mean, are they going to double dip on Kree?
On Kree, yeah. I think we actually spoke about this before, and I said the same thing. I wasn't sure how they were going to unlock her because I didn't think they were going to double dip on Kree. But, I mean, for some reason, I think that she is going to be a legendary character. So, I don't know.
I guess, maybe. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I don't see how she's a legendary, quote unquote, legendary character.
She's OP as hell.
I
mean, we don't know her kid in game, but I mean, as far as the comics are concerned, she's pretty freaking powerful from what I remember.
Yeah. I mean, I think the MCU's kind of made her overpowered on purpose. But yeah, I mean, other than her Nova Blast and flying, I don't really remember a whole lot about her. So,
right.
Yeah, we'll see. Let's see. Blitz changes. Oh, this one here gives me a little bit of hope and a little bit of dread at the same time. It's a really weird feeling. It's really weird. I just don't know how I feel about Blitz changes. 4 hours? Could we be seeing better timing?
Wait, so it just says Blitz changes? That's it?
Yeah, this is the Datamine. It just says Blitz changes.
What? I feel that is bad. Like, it's going to be something bad.
Like I said, it gives me optimism, but a little bit of because their Blitz changes have not been very good.
I mean, all of their changes have ended up hurting me. So like I feel abused. Like I feel like they just raised their hand, like the back of their hand just changes, and I'm like, oh. Like,
all right, you're flinching. You're flinching just
for a hit. Yeah, exactly. So
brutal, man. I need to it's a little brutal.
But no, I mean, like that's my relationship with this game so far. That's what it feels like, in the fact of that every single time something new comes around, I feel like, at least for me and how I like to play games, it's for the worse. Yeah. And so by them saying that more changes are coming to Blitz, I'm a little worried.
Yeah,
I am more worried than optimistic. But there is a little glimmer of hope that they're going to be just. I don't see that happening. You know, I wish. Yeah.
I don't know. Part of me
probably changing it to an hour.
Yeah, changing it to an hour. Guess what? Yay! You get 1 hour.
Guess
that
what?
Blitz even more.
Cooldowns ever.
No cooldowns ever. Yeah, just keep running
no cooldowns ever. Just keep going.
Hey, look, at that point, I'm pulling out FR Replay, or I'm sorry, it's called F Prep, which is an actual Android app. I'm plugging up my phone, and I'm just going to have it start tapping.
Yeah.
Because I don't care.
Probably not a bad idea.
Hit auto, wait 2 minutes. Hit auto, wait 2 minutes. Hit auto, wait 2 minutes. So, cheating's bad, folks. That would be cheating. Cheating is bad. If they add like more concurrent blitzes with shared timers, I'm okay with that. And we've talked about that in the past. I like the Red Star Orb and the Premium because it's made me have to kind of choose which one I'm going to do. Because I've been saving premiums for Carnage, but at the same time, Red Star Orbs are the biggest game changer in the game, so I'd be stupid not to go after them first.
Yeah.
So, I like that. That doesn't bother me. I think that adds more strategy to the game. It gives people more options. I'm a fan. I don't like blitzing, but I'm a fan of multiples at one time because it adds strategy to the game. And that's something that this game's sorely lacking.
Yeah, we've talked about that a bit, and I do agree with that. I still wish that we'd have, as you do, I'm sure, wish that we have the longer cooldown along with that.
Yes,
but I definitely agree that it would be nice if because it would. My biggest reasoning for that, which I'm sure is one of yours as well, is just that it'll reduce the top end for reward tiers. Yes. Like how much you're actually going to need to get into those thresholds.
It'll level it out a little bit. It'll level that curve.
Yeah, so exactly. So I won't have to score nearly as high as I am right now. So that would be, much better.
Yeah, I want to say predictions for predictions for this Green Goblin Blitz just to get in top 10% is like 1 million plus.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, look, I wouldn't be surprised to see 1.2 million to be honest, but I mean,
yeah, look, that's what my guess would be more of.
And look, with my roster right now, I could do that easily. I could probably break 2 or 3 million really if I wanted to, but I just don't want to. It's just too much work because I'm not interrupting my sleep patterns. That's just predatory behavior, man. You're not getting me to interrupt my sleep patterns to play a game. That is addiction. That is the definition of addiction. So, yeah, and there's more. So, hey, maybe, I imagine the next update is going to have Alliance Wars in it. Or at least more content will be added and then it'll be unlocked at a later date. But I believe this update will have the Alliance Wars content. It just may not be unlocked yet.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's actually probably going to be another month to 2 months before we see Alliance Wars actually open and available to play. But yeah, you're very right. I think so, just because if they're opening up the servers for test accounts to go in, I think that it's probably going to be at least a month of testing, and then from there it's going to be closing it, revamping what they feel like they need to, and then dropping it out.
So I think
you're speculative, but yeah.
Yeah, I think you're absolutely optimistic. I think that we'll be lucky to get a week of beta testing. Them going, we heard your feedback, but we think it's good the way it is, and we're just going to release it.
Yeah, I think the amount of feedback that they will accept after we give it to them will be very minimal, if anything. But yeah, I think it'll probably be longer for the test. But yeah, it could be for all I know. So we'll have to see on that one.
Yeah. So then the next two are offers. Let's see. We've got the Hero Draft. Deadpool and Friends. Save over 70% with this offer and get equal chances of receiving 100 shards of one of the following: Deadpool, Juggernaut, Cable, or Wolverine. If I paid money and I got Wolverine, I would probably just rage quit. And then along with that, though, is a save over 75% with this offer and get equal chances of receiving 100 shards of one of the following characters: Deadpool, Juggernaut, Cable, or Wolverine. So I'm not sure if it's an A/B switching, if there's actually two different offers for the same amount of shards. One may be for cores, one may be for money. That's the only thing I can think of. Maybe they'll give you a quote unquote discount for cores. I don't know. And then we've got the
they might also just be weighing the options on which one they want to release.
Yeah, that's very true. That's very true. And then we've got the Shadow Spider offer. Round out your Spider-Verse teams with the Slick City Brawler. Under the protection of stealth, this 2-star Spider-Man Miles can navigate the battlefield and clear positive effects while applying slow and disrupted to your foes. And then the next one's for a 3-star. And then we've got one for 20 Spider-Man Miles shards, and one for 25 Spider-Man Miles shards. And the text is identical for all three outside of the quantity and star count. So looks like you can buy Miles and get, just buy, I guess, the 80 shards you need to get him to 3-star. So, okay, cool.
There's always another offer.
Right.
I mean, for people that like to pay, this is going to be great for them.
Yeah, and look, I think that's great, right? These offers don't bother me. These offers don't bother me at all because, look, companies got to make money, right? I have zero problem with them. I wish they quit spamming me every time I go to a different page. I get tired of seeing the offer spam. Look, I know the game has offers. Everybody knows the game has offers. We have an offers button. Quit making me feel like I'm playing some, North Korean ad heavy gotcha game, right?
It's actually true. Real quick. Sorry, go ahead. Whenever you're done, just let me add.
Oh, okay.
Go ahead.
Just make me. I'm tired of feeling like I'm playing some that game. I shut off those games, right? But
right.
Look, if people want to pay for stuff, go for it. Go for it, man. It's your money. Do what you want. If it makes you happy,
yeah.
And you've got that disposable income, please do it.
Yeah, I think one cool thing, and I don't want to turn this into a big gambling addiction thing, but one thing that would be good that you just mentioned, and I thought, oh wow, this would actually be handy if they did this. They should have a button or under the settings that you can press in order to, or an option rather, that you can turn on and off for offer spams. Buying, I didn't mind the offer spams that much because I'm like, oh yeah, I got to look at my offers to see if I want to buy anything. But now that I haven't bought in so long, I'm like, oh my god, stop spamming me with offers. And I don't have a problem with buying anything, but some people do, and that would really help with the whole quote unquote predatory, in some people's opinion, spamming these offers all the time. I could see that as being big with those kind of people. It'd be a nice way to be able to kind of cut that out.
Yeah, absolutely. It just gets tiring. I mean, it's nice that they don't show up, all the time, but they show up often enough, especially after I restart the game, and it's just like, please stop. Please stop.
I mean, I shouldn't be forced to have to be, assaulted by these offers, basically. I should have the option of, no, I just want to go and see them whenever I click on the offer store. That's the only time I want to see them.
Yep. I agree with you 100%. So,
yeah. Anyways, we can continue.
Yep, that is our data mine for the week, and now we're going to get into the news. And we've not a super news heavy week, and I really didn't expect it because they were just kind of getting back into the shop this week and getting back up to steam. All this stuff that we're seeing, it was prepped in December, so we weren't going to see a whole lot. One thing I will say, and I'm pretty sure this has never happened in the game. If I'm wrong, fine. We have never seen a new character release on a Monday Blitz. It's always been the Thursday weekend Blitz. So
I haven't paid attention to that before, but that's interesting. Yeah,
I don't think we've ever had the first blitz for a new character on the Monday night blitz, and it makes sense to me. You would never want to do that. You would want it during the weekends when more people would, theoretically be free and be able to spend more time blitzing. So, going forward, if we get a new character and they say it's going to be released during Blitz, I would look for them on Thursdays. Never expect them on Mondays after the Orb Blitz. I would. If I'm wrong, please leave us a comment. Let us know, and I'll offer a retraction. But I'm sorry. What?
I said leave you a comment, not me. I didn't say it.
Well, leave us a comment because we're a team, man. You should back me up. You should back me up.
All right.
I back you
I
up.
had my option of time, so I can back you up. So
I back you up, man. I back you up. So, so we saw the end of the Spider-Verse raid, and we saw the beginning of the Gamma raid. And this Gamma raid, they added a 4th tier, which is that's something else. How are you guys doing in it?
We're doing decently. I think we're getting right about 50-ish% or so. It's not bad. We have a bit of a new squad. We had a big hang up whenever Red Stars came out. We had a lot of people quit, and then we had a lot of people powerful. So we had a little area of time where we didn't know what we were doing, if we were just going to drop the alliance and split up and whatever. But we ended up managing to find another kind of group that sends people our way. So it worked out pretty well. And we're hitting about 50% or so. We're doing really well. I don't, I would imagine by the end we're definitely going to be hitting 60. But yeah, we'll see. Either way, as far as the considered, I think my biggest problem is, and this is probably just me because I've always said that I don't feel like I get enough rewards for my effort in this game, and that's pretty much universal to every mode, especially now as the time requirements have gotten higher. I just feel like I don't get out enough, rewards from what I do. So I wish that there was like a little bit bigger of a bump from the 100% of the Gamma 3. But I will say that going through the raid isn't. I mean, the side parts are terrible because there's that whole section where it's. I don't remember what it was, but I think it was aim and
aim's
Cree and hand.
Yeah, I was gonna say aim's up the middle.
Huh? Yeah.
Aim's the middle finger.
Like. Yeah, aim is the middle finger, as it should be. But the problem is that I said it a long time ago. They don't know how to tune with Red Stars. Like I never trusted them to tune with Red Stars, and you're gonna see it's gonna be a huge problem because 4 or 5 stars doesn't seem too bad, but whenever you get up towards the end, there's a huge difference between 4 and 5, and then 5 and 6, and then 6 and 7.
Oh yeah,
and they're just like so. It's all of a sudden you're going to have a huge steep hill to go up in the matter of like 6-7 nodes. So, and I don't know if you saw the requirements for the last node, but they're hilarious.
Oh, that is a pure whale node. Only whale guilds are finishing that node 100%.
Yeah. I mean, are they even?
No, not only they're the only ones that will even come close or be capable of doing it.
Okay.
Sorry, let me rephrase myself.
I wonder if anyone has finished it. I could see it potentially possible if someone has completed it purely because of Red Stars. If they've thrown down so much on Red Stars that they've just managed to get a lot of 7 stars on the right, that makes it even more difficult though. But yeah, you'd have to get it on the right people. But I'd be curious to see how far people have gotten. But anyways, it was, the beginning part and the middle wasn't quite, just looking at it superficially before. But yeah, I do find it still hilarious that it looks exactly like the middle finger. As Dorian said, great stuff. I really want to know if they meant to do that because I feel it's so obvious that I feel like they had to.
It wasn't obvious. You didn't see it at first.
One way or the other.
You didn't see
No,
it?
that's not true. Whenever you told me, no,
Well,
whenever
I mean,
you told me, that's not true at all.
okay.
Here, let me tell you. Whenever you told me, I hadn't seen the map yet at all.
Oh,
So whenever
okay.
you said that they're giving me the middle finger, I was like, oh, great. Let's see what happens to be a metaphor.
Oh, I thought you were
middle
looking
finger
at
for,
it
like,
at the time.
really
I'm
hard.
sorry.
No, the second I went in and I saw it, I was like, holy cow, that is a middle finger. You are being literal. So, yeah, that's it. I think it's very obvious. It's super obvious. So,
Yeah.
well, see.
It's
What about you? How have you been faring with it? What's your experience with the nodes and everything like that?
So I'm a defender guy. So I'm going straight up the middle. I can get
Same.
I can go almost to the second to last Juggernaut boss node. I think that's where it jumps to 5-star. I usually lose one or two defenders right around there, and when I do, I'm like, I'm not paying to revive you guys for this nonsense. Yeah, I can. Let's see. I can usually get to around G12, the G12 mission, where it's Defender Shield Wakandan. Right. I can, G12, G13 usually is where I'm at, and that's where it starts to get to the 5 and 6 star, 5 and 6 red star, and I mean look, I'm tired of shitting on red stars. I'm tired of complaining about them. They're here to stay. But they don't know how to tune a raid. You mentioned this, I believe, just a little bit ago. Even they do not know how to tune a raid for red stars. I don't think they.
Yeah. They don't know how to tune a raid. Period.
Well, I think Ultimate 6 is fine. Oh, by the way, just so everybody knows,
fine now.
Well, so just to give everybody a heads up, it's on the roadmap. It's not coming now. I don't think. Ultimate 7 is coming. I will tell you that right now. I don't know if anybody else has told you that, but if not, you've heard it here first. There will be an Ultimate 7 coming, and I promise you it will be nothing but red stars.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
So it is on the roadmap to come probably this year. I do not have an exact date for that. Sorry.
I'd heard that as well, but that didn't surprise me. I think most people knew that was coming, that red stars were going to be a big part of it. But yeah, I mean, that's going to be the big barrier that we're going to have to overcome, because gamma will only last for so long. I guess we are going to be getting, level 4 for alpha and beta on the next rotations probably. But.
Yeah, and we can talk about that too, because let's finish gamma, and then we can shift real quick to alpha and beta, because there's a little bit of controversy around those, which I kind of want to address, but I want to talk about gamma first. So, in the gamma raid, are there any teams that you recommend other than, your standard Fury that you can only use for the first few nodes, and then you've got defenders, which you can use for maybe 6 or 7 nodes, that you'd recommend for people to gear up?
I mean, I guess the best thing right now is if you were looking for, the problem is that aim is not like, or I should say not aim, be the best answer to that, because we know that a rework for Kree is coming soon.
We do know the rework for Kree is coming soon.
And you got to get him for shield anyways, so you might as well level them up. They're never going to be very good right now until they're reworked, but at least that's something. At least it's going to pay off relatively soon.
Right.
But as far as aim, and hand is decent. I have a decently, it used to be pretty good, or I shouldn't say pretty good, but it used to be good-ish. And but now it's meh, subpar. So yeah, I would say, Kree, because that chances are they're going to be very good whenever they're done with the rework. I would bet some money on that. But, other than that, I'm going, my shield and my defenders are what's guiding me through everything right now. So it's unfortunate that people that really don't have, those two are going to be kind of out of luck, or not out of luck, but it's going to be much harder for them to tackle this raid. That's for sure.
Yeah, I think that they're waiting till the later, because, So I don't have a decent shield because I don't have Fury, and I think I just kind of stopped with shield at one point. And they're okay. I want to say my shield team's like maybe 60k for minions. That's fine. I use them in tier 1 of Blitz just to hit auto. And they do great. I mean, they do what I want them to do. They get me through the first tier, Yeah. But so I actually run Defenders and Guardians. So those are my two teams that I typically run. And
but even then, Guardian isn't like super great in comparison to Defenders and whatchamacallit. They just don't have the sustain that the other two do.
I don't know if because Groot's heal is garbage.
You think that they have the same sustain?
No, they don't have the same sustain as Fury or Defenders. You're absolutely right there, but they have some.
Right.
Because I have my Groot. I have I guess maybe you want to say that. That's fine. I mean, they got some health steal. Groot does have a heal. It's not the greatest heal in the world, but it's a heal. He death proofs everybody, and Thanos is a self healer and is a great taunting tank, except when he gets until you get to the 4 red stars.
Guardians.
I run Thanos with the Guardians instead of Drax. I don't run Drax. Huh?
I'm talking about in the raid.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh wait, no, you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. Oh, I'm stupid. Never mind. I'm for some reason my brain kicked over to Ultimate 6. No, you're absolutely sorry. Nope, you're absolutely right. But even Drax, has good self-healing capabilities.
I wouldn't quantify it as good, but he has some ish.
Yeah, it depends on whether or not the opponents have counter up. I mean, if he can hit 3 or 4 people, he's okay. If he's only hitting 1, maybe 2, yeah, he's hosed. So, but
I just see that team as sustainable, but they have a tiny bit.
They have a tiny bit.
They have a tiny bit of sustain.
So their sustain comes from the fact that they do so much damage so quickly that the opponents don't get a chance to go as frequently. That's where they really shine, is that they're doing so much damage output, which is why they don't bother with like a cleanse or anything like that. They don't need a controller. They're hammering people so fast with damage, with the assists, with Star-Lord and his ult, Gamora's ult, Rocket's ult. I mean,
the problem is that they only we're talking about waves of enemies, right? And especially with this raid, we're seeing lots of enemies. So a team without any real sustain is going to be trumped relatively quickly. The same thing with my Brotherhood team. That's a big problem with them. I can nuke down any team I want at the beginning, but then soon after that, I've blown my, or I shouldn't say that.
Yeah. I know.
That's a bad, I've used that I needed. So, but yeah, they have a tiny bit of sustain with the, depending on what they increase that heal to, which we'll get to in a little bit. I could see them being more worthy of a raid team, for that sustain reason.
Yeah.
But
and again, I run primarily Defenders. So, when my Guardian team, I typically use to just kind of nuke 1 or 2 nodes in Ultima 6. I haven't really had a huge chance to run them much in Gamma 4 yet. So it's we'll see what happens when the Groot rework and the Gamora and rework and all that, and we'll talk about that when we get to the QA. So
I'm curious to see what they do with it.
But you're right. I think the Kree and the Hand are really your 2 best options because they're usable in other aspects of the game. So obviously Kree to get Fury, and then the Hand for the Relic Hunt.
And Kree's going to be getting the rework.
Kree's going to be getting the rework. So it's insane. It really, the difficulty of this raid when you get to the Gamma 3 and the Gamma 4. Gamma 3 looks to be probably a little bit more doable, but if you can tier 1 at least, you're still doing better than 100% of the tier 6 or 100% of the tier 3. So that there's that. At least they fixed that problem a long time ago.
Yeah, I'd agree. I just, with how niche a lot of these nodes are. You know, outside of the defenders, you know, a lot of people have defenders, and that's great. A lot of people have Fury, that's great too. But you know, outside of that, you're getting to niche stuff, and I think that needs to be rewarded if you're able to, you know, complete it with something more than what we saw, just minimal increases on each thing. So.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
anything else on the Gamma 4 that you wanted to discuss, or is there anything that we missed?
Not really. I think that's probably, you know, it's kind of, it's at least what I expected. So it kind of fell on point for me.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, it is pretty much right where I expected it to be. There was something I was going to talk about. Not Gamma, Alpha and Beta raids. So obviously we all know there was a slight controversy with the Beta raid for Miles, and the fact that we were told, hey, we're not retuning old content. You know, we're not going to add red stars to old content, et cetera, et cetera. But they kind of did, they kind of didn't. So it's a semantics game. They used the same name, Beta Raid, but they changed the map and they changed the nodes. And when they did that, they added red stars to the Beta Raid. So people were upset because they said you weren't retuning old content because they used the name Beta. But the FoxDeck's argument internally with the game designers is, well, it's not the same raid. We changed it. So you changed old content.
Yeah, it's done.
It's a semantics game. I think it's stupid. I think that if you're going to create a new raid, you give it a new name. I understand their argument. In their position, I probably would have said the exact same thing. However, I think it's cheese and I think it's lazy. I think a lot of this, what I'm seeing recently, from a professional standpoint, is just lazy design, lazy game design, lazy game coding. It's all this is. Red stars were an absolutely lazy design because all they had to do was add, you know, a little bit of animation overlay and a little bit of math to pump up the power because it was pretty blanketed. And they are now going into lazy tuning by saying, oh, hey, we know that Fury has kind of broken the game and is way overpowered and can kind of clear any content out there, especially now that we've got red stars. So to fix that problem, we're just going to say you can't use him. And I think it's lazy. I really just personally think it's lazy. And that is from one developer to another. I'm telling you, you're lazy and you're doing bad game design. Okay. Rant over.
When can we not use him? I missed that part.
When you get to nodes that aren't shield.
Oh, okay. I thought you were talking about in the raid in general.
No. So they're making it so that you can use it, but you can only use it at the same parts you can use the aim. Right?
Well, no. Later on, you can use them where you can use the defenders as well.
No, I'm talking specifically Shield and Fury, right? But you can't use it for very long. I think you could. You're done using it at G14. G14 is the last node you can use Shield. I'm looking at the raid.
You can keep going. I'm going to check my thing real quick.
I
use them towards the end whenever the defenders are available as well.
Yeah, G14 is right when you get to. So everything up to there is for. You get a 5, and then you get a 6 red star at G14. And then when you get to the really hard content, you can't use your Fury. But you can use Kree and Spider-Verse and Guardians, but you can't use Fury. And it's like, it's just, it's lazy. Look, I get what they're trying to do. They want people to widen out their rosters. But the problem is that you are not finishing those nodes unless you got super, super lucky. That's all there is to it. Super, super lucky. And there's actually a gentleman in our chat who has said that he has bought every offer since they've been released, and that he has 0 7-star and 0 6-star red stars. This guy's dropped thousands of dollars on red star orbs and got nothing for it. And that is the problem.
Yeah, I mean, that is a huge issue for sure. Like, I totally agree. I mean, but I he knows that that's what you get.
Well, I mean, and that, but yeah, but that's a problem with the system, right? That's a problem with the system. And I apologize if I said every offer. When I say every offer, I meant every Red Star offer is what he has said. So, every Red Star offer. So that's 2 per day, maybe 4 if he's not buying the 2 for cash and 2 for cores. So
yeah, I mean, basically, bottom line, he's offers, if not all of them. Only he's just said only the cash offers, but still. So bottom line, he's bought a lot of offers for Red Stars, and he hasn't really gotten his money's worth out of them. But that's obviously,
it's his money to do with what he wants, right? It's absolutely his money.
I support that.
Right. And he's free to do what he wants with his money, but I feel that he should be getting more value, I guess.
Yeah.
Right. Like, I mean, if you buy 2 for a week, I mean, my God, guarantee a 7-star drop out of that. Or something.
Well, I mean, that's the problem is that, I mean, the odds on, I mean, whenever you gamble, you're gambling, but there's also, you can look at the statistics to see what's the percentage chance of you actually winning.
Yeah, the house always
wins. The problem is that the statistics are terrible. Well,
yeah.
I mean,
in the long run, the house always wins.
But yeah, typically the house will always win. Typically. And so, yeah, whenever you look at this, you look at the percentage chance of you getting a 7-star and a 6-star, and it's terrible odds. So, I know that, I'm sure that he looked at it before he bought it, and that's what he wanted to gamble on. High risk, high reward. But I definitely disagree with the percentage chance. But I don't want to get too much off onto the Red Star thing.
No, I don't. But I just, the problem is though, is that it's a continual story for us, at least, because you cannot do in-game content anymore. You can't farm for in-game content unless you get lucky. And that's bad, lazy game design. Okay. And I've done game design, man. This is lazy. This is lazy.
Yeah, you don't get validated for farming in-game content anymore, especially as we go forward until you get Red Star drop on it. And that's the real issue.
Yeah, and I mean, we could look.
That divide is going to increase as we get more difficult content too. Yeah, right now we can take a 4 or 5-star person in and fare decently if he hits the right niche node, right? But later on, whenever we have ult 8 out, right? If we have the same circumstances as we do now, which to be honest is possible, you're not going to be able to do that anymore,
right?
Because these are going to be overtuned.
Yep. So, and the biggest problem is that the more, oh God, don't give them any ideas. And the problem is the more characters that they add, the thinner the pool gets. I'm already getting so, like, for example, and I didn't want to get too deep into this, but this past week we had another. Say
we are getting deep into it.
Hey, look, guys, you're along for the ride. I'm sorry. Okay.
Oh boy.
Look, this past week I did another 5 orbs, right? Because I got the 10. I got 4 duplicates on minion 1-stars, and then I got a 1-star something or other. I mean, how are the odds so bad that you're getting dupes on minions for 1-star? Look, I get the 1-star because you're getting like a 52% chance to catch a 1-star, right?
Right.
I mean, it's a stupid odds to get a 1-star, but there's supposed to be like a 4.16% chance to get every character in this game. Like, the odds are supposed to be evened out on every character. The number of duplicates that are happening defy those odds. Yeah. I mean, I challenge Fox next. I'll sign an NDA. Show me the math, please. There are other people here that can understand it.
Yeah.
But I want to see it. I want to see the math. I want to see. I may have to crack this APK, man. It's just getting to that point that I'm going to have to crack the APK and see if it's in here. I doubt it is. It's probably all server side. But
I just think, I really do question the numbers that they slap on these things because, like I said, with premium orbs, I think it's the most obvious, and maybe it is. Of course, there is the chance that it's just me having terrible, terrible luck. But with premium orbs, I think it's been, I got one about 2 months ago, but I think the odds on it are something like a little over 10%. So I should be getting 1 blue on average every 10 pulls.
Right.
I think it's been at least probably one in now 150 or so. Like, that's not right. Unless I'm terribly lucky or terribly unlucky. Excuse me. That's something is off. So I've always felt like their math is off on the percentages of actual drops, but we'll see.
Yeah, because I was wrong. It's 1.18% chance for a character to drop a red star. So if I hit the same character 3 times in a row, I should probably go buy a lottery ticket. Because the odds of the 1.18 happening 3 times in a row, it's pretty small. I need Avenue here to run that math for me because I'm tired. But it's
quit.
just, huh? Not yet. I don't think he's completely quit yet, but we'll see. Hopefully, I know he was going to, which we announced last week, but I don't know. I think it was it may have been at the end of the raid season. So I hope he still listens. Yeah. Avenue, hope you're doing well. We miss you, buddy, and hope maybe you decide to come back.
I miss your math.
Miss your math, man. Now you're going to have to listen to my Genki math. That sometimes I just pull out of thin air out of my head because that's always worthwhile. So yeah, let's move on. Green Goblin Blitz is here. Yay. So if Blitz is your thing, Green Goblin, I want to say the average for the quote unquote major predictors, whatever, is around 1 million. So, a friend of the podcast, Combs, was there. I think Trowaway. I think his name was Troa. I'm sorry. Troa. Troa was the most accurate for the Nobu Blitz. But they're all right around that 1 million mark. It's a Blitz.
Yeah, I would say it's going to be over 1 million.
I do too.
Like what we talked about earlier, 1.2 or so.
1.2, 1.3 seems a little bit more realistic. Because people are going to push for this. It's Green Goblin's the only way to get him. And, I mean, he's got some anti-fury kit. And he does work well with Spider-Verse. So, I don't think he's worth all that. But we'll get into him a little bit more when we get into our character spotlight. Is there anything else you want to talk about with the Green Goblin Blitz?
I mean, we're doing the deep dive on him, right?
Well, we're doing the deep dive. Yeah, we're doing the deep dive a little bit later.
Yeah, so I'll save my remarks for his kit and everything like that. So
okay.
But yeah, I mean, it's I'm not sure is he getting a campaign later? I don't remember. For some reason, I kind of remember.
I don't remember.
I don't think so. Maybe not. I don't know. It's hard to remember sometimes. But yeah, do the Blitz, get him. We'll see what happens. I like the whole Spider-Verse team that they have being set up. I think it's really cool. I have some of my issues with his character specifically, but it's not too bad. It's just the aesthetics of him. But other than that, I really like his kit. We'll get into that more. But yeah, I would get him. He's a cool character. I'm actually pushing this Blitz for him, so I might be getting the top 1500.
So the Blitz is back. Moving on, let's talk about Block Party, which is back, which is nice. I like the Block Party. I unfortunately cannot do the tier 7 yet because I don't have 7 city heroes or 7 city at 7-star or 5. I'm sorry, 5 city at 7-star. I've only got the 4 still. I'm still working on Punisher and Iron Fist. Man, one hard node farms where you sometimes go 3 days with no drops is just that's heartbreaking. Where are you at on this?
Same boat. I'm 1 short right now. That is oh my god, Iron Fist. There we go. So I'm a little short on that, but next rotation I should have him. So that'll be good. But until then, and tell me if you feel the same on this. This is just kind of a quality of life thing that I feel like they should change, but I'm getting tired of having to repeat the same one again after I just completed it. I wish that they would just go back to the auto complete that they had.
Yeah.
Remember the first time whenever Mercenaries came out for the first payday, I believe it went on to auto complete whenever you completed it once. and I preferred that so much more.
I think that got debunked.
Especially now, like
I think somebody
I didn't
showed
know that was up
I think
for debunction.
the autocomplete. I think there was never an autocomplete.
Huh. Well, if there wasn't, Evan thinks the same, that it was for the first Merc event only. That's what I thought, but I could be wrong. But either way, if it wasn't, I think that they should go back to it because, or should implement it, just because there's already so many time constraints that we have in this game.
Right.
That I wish that it's like I don't want to do the same thing over and over again. Like just let me autocomplete it.
Yeah, people are saying it was. I could have swore we saw somebody was like when this first came out and people were talking about they took it away. Like people were showing from the first runs that there was no autocomplete. I thought I could have swore I saw that on Reddit, and I thought that even Mobile Gamer had brought that out in one of his videos that it wasn't there originally. So I could be wrong, but they need it. They definitely need it. So
yeah,
this game needs to be much more considerate of the time crunch.
Yeah, like it's like those things didn't quite matter as much earlier when we didn't have so many things to do, but now it'd be nice if they just kind of, it isn't a big complaint, but it's just like, just a little nicer if they just kind of put that autocomplete in, saved us a little bit of time, I think over and over again whenever I just completed it once, like, yes, I'm just give it to me.
Yeah.
But that's, that's me. But anyways, continue.
So, I mean, if you don't have it, I would definitely work towards it's probably the best event in my opinion. The gold, payday from the Mercs is nice. But this one gives you the orange ability match. You get up to tier 7. You can get gold from almost anywhere. It may not be the best. You may not get the most, but you can get gold from campaigns even. You cannot get orange ability mats. And so any place where you can get those that are in limited supply, and they are the best abilities in the game, I highly recommend that. So
yeah, I just I totally agree with you on the 7th one. Like that's whenever it finally starts to pay off. But for 1 through 6, not a big fan of, how little I get. Yeah, like it's 100, but I get that for completing one day, and this thing comes around every 3 weeks.
Yeah.
So, or 4 weeks even. So,
yeah,
a little mad on that, but I'm glad that at least on this one, it actually picks up towards the end as opposed to the other ones.
Yeah, it really does, and it does make it much nicer. Funny story, Purples, I had over 2,000, and then I decided to start leveling aim.
Yeah, I was in the same situation, then I put them all into Brotherhood and Shield. So, yeah, I had a lot stacked up. But they go quick, that's for sure.
Yeah, they do go really, really quick. So this game is definitely this game doesn't really reward you for being efficient because you can't be efficient. It's just there's no way to be efficient.
Well, yeah, there's so many constraints on all of our resources that it's really hard to ever make anything efficient. But anyways, continue. I don't want to get stuck on this one for too long.
Yeah, it's back. We've seen it a few times before. You need city. I recommend obviously defenders as your first and best city team to work up. And then supplement with others. Whoever you need. Punisher, Spider-Man's good. Kingpin's relatively easy in my opinion to get up there. I think I've got him to 6-star now. I just got to drop the.
Well, it's only City Heroes.
Is it only City Heroes? I thought it was all City.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, ignore what I just said. You ignore what I said about Kingpin. So ignore that. Dorian doesn't know what he's doing tonight. So
sun's getting real low.
Yeah. Sun's getting real low. Need to because man, if I Hulk out again. So let's get into our big topic of discussion for the night, and that is we got a Q&A blog. It was Q&A blog number 3. So in this Q&A blog, what they really talked about was primarily that they're fixing text for abilities. They are doing some buffs and some reworks. So, QA mailbag number 3. Hello, Commanders. 2018 is in the books, and we're cracking open the next chapter in 2019 with answers to popular questions and topics in the community. Like our previous Q&A blogs, these are questions we've seen on Facebook, Twitter, and Reddit. Today, we'll be chatting about giving the Guardians of the Galaxy a boost, Rocket Raccoon's special ability, and an in-game issue involving Vision. But what about the Kree? We will definitely be talking about the Kree. Let's get started. So when is Groot getting a buff? Groot has been one of the most highly requested characters from the community to receive an update. We're happy to announce that Groot will be undergoing changes in his passive, special, and ultimate abilities. The changes will provide more protection, better control, and a bit more healing. His ultimate ability will now have a 100% chance to remove 2 negative effects, which is increased from 30%. We will also update how chains work on Drax and Gamora, allowing for more reliable chain combos. All of these changes will be going live on our next update, version 2.3. Here's a rundown of the upcoming changes. So his special will now provide defense up to all allies in addition to all its previous effects. And that's nice. I think defense up, protectors giving defense up is a really, really good thing. And that special also does the death proof. So that is, he gives death proof and defense up. I don't know if those pair super well together. I mean, they're nice to have, but I would rather probably have the defense up with the heal, to be honest.
Yeah.
So I would personally rather see the defense up go with his life spores versus the whatchamacallit, the other one, overgrowth. So but life spores is also getting an update. The heal has slightly increased. I would like to have known how much it's been increased. It will now remove negative effects more reliably. Currently it's at 30%, and it will now remove 2 effects at 100%. And then it provides immunity for 2 turns to the Guardian ally with lowest health. Now, that's new. We've seen immunity, Juggernaut, right? Juggernaut gives himself immunity. So he can't be debuffed. So that's nice. In a debuff heavy meta, I think only removing 2 negative effects is just, I don't know if it's enough. And like I said, I'm concerned about his heal. What do you think?
Help. I mean, so I think this is a decent, rework for him. It's not exactly what I hoped for. Like, I certainly would put this, as, God tier or on the same level as Vision or anything like that. But it's definitely, he's on a much better spot with this so far, assuming that they don't change anything, than what he is now. It really depends on how much that heal increases, but they did say slightly increase, so it's a little meh. But, cleanse is big right now because there are a lot of debuff-centric teams that they're pushing. And so, just like JJ's the only AoE cleanse offhand, at least that I can.
Yeah, she's the only one until they do this.
Sorry, you kind of cut out there. I'm not sure if you. What'd you say?
She's the only one other than until they do this.
Yeah, exactly. So it'll be nice to have another person up there. That'll definitely be useful. The special is on a short cooldown, right? I think it's only 3 energy to use it, right? Is that right?
I think so. Give me 1 second. I was just wasting a lot of gold with him. Because I just upgraded all his abilities. So which one are we talking about? Life Spores, right? The Life Spores 4. Yeah. Overgrowth is 3.
Yeah, Overgrowth is 3. So Overgrowth is the one that gives his the death proof and the defense up now.
Correct.
So, having it on that low of a cooldown will be nice, and the fact that it goes to all allies is good, but it only gives what is it? Oh yeah, okay. And death proof goes to everyone. So yeah. I want to make sure
that is actually really nice.
Yeah. So with the defense up going to everyone, that's really good. He's definitely going to be more useful. This passive. Am I going ahead?
No, I haven't. No, we don't. We were on the ultimate.
Okay. The ultimate, yeah, it really is going to depend on how much that heal increases, but we'll see what happens. But the immunity is something that we're starting to see a little bit more of, and that'll be nice. It only applies to one person with the low. That person is going to be more dire situation, so it makes sense. Let's go ahead and move on.
And then so we'll talk about his passive real quick. And so increase the max hit points that Groot revives with. It's increased to 25% from 10%. He now provides offense up, speed up, and counter to all Guardian allies on death, as well as the defense up. And whenever he's attacked, he will slow his attacker for 2 turns. That's actually pretty cool. That's worth something to me.
Yeah, I agree. That is much better. I'm still not a big fan of revives. I don't like them at all. So I don't really include that as a benefit of any kind.
Right. Yep.
But yeah, I mean the fact that whenever he dies, he gives those buffs. That's very good. I don't think I might. All right. So before whenever Dorian and I were talking about this, I said I was going to leave him for last, but I forgot that the defense up applies to all allies on his special. So I'll have to see, because it's relatively spammable at 3 energy.
Oh yeah, it is.
So we'll have to see how annoying that gets, but still with the benefit that people get whenever I kill him. I don't know. But I suppose that's the point of it, is that it makes you think, what do you want to do?
Right.
Before, I had no problem leaving him for last every single time without any issue. I never touched him. He'd throw Death Proof on occasionally, and I'd be like, all right, whatever. But yeah, now I kind of do have to decide, because defense up obviously the bane of my existence and everyone else's, I'm sure. So
yeah.
So yeah, now you're probably gonna have to think a little bit, which is good. That's what you want, especially out of a tank. So
yeah, and I mean he hits hard for a tank. I mean he does 300% damage. So he's hitting for around 1,600 non-crit damage.
Yeah.
I was actually surprised when I saw him assist once, and he just knocked somebody off the side of the screen. I'm like, wait, what?
Yeah, that's redeeming quality with him, is that whenever you auto on someone, you actually see a difference. It actually hurts.
Yeah,
that'll be nice.
So overall,
let's go ahead and move on to draft.
Well, I want to rate this one real quick. Overall, I like what they're doing here. I gotta see what the heal's gonna be at, because like I said, I just went through, because I do use Groot. I just never. He's actually 6'6", 6'4" for me as of right now. And that heal, I get worried when I say a slight increase, because he only heals for 1,500 and 5% of his max health. Now, not gonna lie, you get some red stars on him, that 5% of max health, that's really, really big. I mean, he's at 6, we'll call it 60k right now. So, 5% of that is nothing to sneeze at.
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing, heal's going to be increased, and they actually increased it by a good bit, then I'd be like, right, I'm going to actually level him up, and my Guardians team is going to be good, because the biggest thing right now is sustain in your raid teams. That's what makes defenders and shields so good. We're having ridiculous amounts of waves come at us with ridiculous amounts of red stars on them.
Yeah.
You need to be able to sustain. And, I want another team that's able to sustain, other than those where I throw Night Nurse with, if
right.
I can use them.
Yeah, if you can use her anymore.
So, exactly. So, we'll see what happens with that. I hope that they're just being a little modest with the slightly increased, but,
right.
We'll see. Definitely better than where he is before, and I will be more enticed by the Guardians team now, and I will definitely watch out for them a little more in Arena. That's for
yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. So yeah, like I said, really got to see that. I was talking about the one I currently have. He heals for about 4,500 whenever he does it. On a four turn cooldown, that's not bad, especially if you put him behind Star-Lord to feed, to potentially feed him extra energy. So, but yeah, it definitely should be a little bit. It should probably be in the 6,000 range, in my opinion. Base 6,000 range.
Yeah.
Let's see. So Drax, the only update Drax is getting is to his ultimate. It's going to be updated to chain more reliably. So the attack now chains 3 to 5 times at max level, where it was previously 1 to 5. And that's nice. You and I had talked. I think we talked just a little bit ago about raids with his sustain. If he only hits once, you're just kind of like, oh, that's sad. You're going to die next turn.
Yeah.
And then if he's hitting 3 to 5 now, that's much better. Much better. What are your thoughts on the Drax?
Yeah, it's definitely much more reliable that it will chain because, it does give him specifically, a little more sustain. But for the normal, if someone has a counter on him or anything like that, it'll still stop his chain. But yeah, it's good, but Drax overall, as of right now, is still relatively, not unreliable, but underwhelming, I should say. So I don't really see anything here that's enough to change my mind on it.
Just a year ago, he was one of the best tanks in the game.
Yeah,
he really was. It was Captain America and Drax. Those were your two tanks.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, they were. He was definitely the best, or one of the best. Captain America was always the best, but he was definitely one of the best for all. And he did quickly fall out whenever we started to get other tanks. But
yep.
He's still good at the key with him is definitely the taunt on turn 1.
Yes,
that's the key with him.
Yep.
So, but outside of that, that's more useful in arenas and things like that, arenas and blitzes. So, but anyways, yeah, we can continue.
Okay, so Gamora, her special is going to be updated, and this one's going to be. This is going to be kind of brutal. So it's updated to chain more reliably also. It will now chain 1 to 2 times at max level, whereas previously or currently, it's only a 50% chance to chain 0 to 2 times. So that was always disappointing when it didn't chain. Now it will chain 1 to 2 times at max level. Now I'm kind of curious if by max level they mean the T4 ability, like level 7. That's a little expensive for that, but she hits like a Mack truck, man. So that could be worth it.
Yeah, she's another character who has just, she used to be better than what she is now. Just people have come out that are just better, but she is good at what she does. And seeing this happened, I think that this is good for sure. There's lots of times whenever you can have those low health people stack up. So finally we can be guaranteed that at least it's going to move to the next person and potentially, another. So yeah, I'm excited for this, but once again, it really doesn't at all. So, I think that, which is, I'm sure what they wanted, because everyone else was in a relatively decent state. But it's really Groot was the one that held everything together, but I wish that they had a little more between the teammates, I guess.
Yeah.
And I always say this, people are probably tired of it, but character specific, because I do like to piece out, team members into other teams, or I would like to be able to. And, you just don't see that as much here. Well, actually you do have the Groot and Rocket, which is good. And you do see them paired up outside of their team a decent bit, which is nice. But, I'd like to see some other stuff too, like a Gamora and a Star-Lord one would be cool, right?
Yeah, that would be cool. But
I don't know, just me.
But at the same time, your character-specific thing. Gamora worked great with Ms. Marvel for brawlers. Star-Lord works great with Iron Man for the crit up. These people,
yeah, but I'm still talking more character specific.
Yeah, character specific. So I guess I was just thinking of being able to team them up in other teams than just the Guardians. But yeah, I see what you're saying there.
Yeah.
So while we're on the subject of character balance changes, Juggernaut will also see an update to both his base resistance as well as increased resistance when he has immunity. This change should help him retain some of his positive effects. We felt that in his current state, it was too easy to negate one of his biggest strengths in his toolkit. This change will go live with other balance update in 2.3. Yeah, I'll be honest, I've been kind of underwhelmed anytime I faced a Juggernaut. I've not found him to be, okay, whatever. If I'm facing a Magneto team, he clumps me all together, sure, but, I'm going to get defense up, and he's just going to run through me, and then I'm going to counter him to death. I mean,
the Brotherhood team is definitely good, but you can easily play around the AI, which is their biggest problem. But I will say Juggernaut, I experienced a situation that uses them. He can be dispelled easily. So that was one of the biggest problems. You had the ability to not be debuffed whenever, if you have low resistance and people can just dispel you, then it's also a problem.
Yeah.
So, I'm glad that they did that to happen.
Yeah, as long as JJ can still dispel him, I'll be all right. So.
Yeah, and I think the next one is how they're deleting vision or something like that.
Yep, you'll be happy they're removing vision from the game. Is there a fix coming for the low?
Finally, Fox Next did it right.
Is there a fix coming for the low memory device crash with vision? The short answer is yes. To provide some more background here, the crash is caused by a memory issue. Vision's special ability is one of the more visually intensive moves in the game from a technical standpoint, which is why it's commonly associated with his crash. What we do know is that this is affecting older, lower memory phones. The upcoming change to Vision in 2.3 should fix a lot of affected devices, but not all of them. We will continue to work on long-term solutions for low memory devices in subsequent updates, however. And that's always a problem when you have graphic-intensive games like this.
I didn't know this was so much of an issue. But yeah.
Well, people have complained about it for a while now. So I want to say they've been complaining.
No. I know that the ability was an issue. It crashed, and it wasn't for sure. I'm not minimizing that at all. I didn't know that a low memory device would even affect, I guess, a game with a client that already had everything put into it. I didn't know that it would do anything like that.
Well, yeah, it's not about the client. It's about being able to display it.
I guess, and once again, this is my ignorance of any kind of programming or anything like that, but low memory for that, how would that? So I genuinely don't understand how does low memory affect the visuals? I suppose if everything's already built, the memory for it is already built into the client.
But it's not, right? Because clients don't have so when they say memory, they're not talking storage. They're talking about RAM. Okay. So they're not talking about the storage space for memory. They're actually talking about like a 4 gig device versus an 8 gig device, right? So you got maybe a dual core 4 gig phone versus an 8 core 16 gig phone. Okay. Mm-hmm. So a 4 core, a 4 core a 4 gig or 8 gig phone has to work harder to display the advanced visuals. Right. So it takes up more processing power, and it uses more internal memory that the operating system needs. So they're probably hitting a memory address issue, or they're hitting some memory contention, and the operating systems go, no, you can't do that, and it's shutting the game down.
Yeah, gotcha. Yeah, whenever you said RAM, I was like, oh yeah, okay, that makes more sense.
Okay, yeah. So if you ever hear them talk about low memory or anything like that, typically they're talking about operating system memory, virtual memory space to, run things, not the hard drive storage space. And yes, I know phones don't have hard drives. So, before I get that comment somewhere. What about the Rocket Raccoon description? And this one's a big issue, in my opinion. Coming on our next release is a change in the description to Rocket Raccoon's level 7 special ability. Pretty good plan. The current ability has a 60% chance to trigger the assist, but the current description states that the assist should happen on every attack. We're giving the ability a bump to 70%. We considered and tested having the ability match the description, but felt this made Rocket, especially when combined with the new and improved Guardians team, much too strong. If you upgraded Rocket Special and would like a refund on the orange ability match used to upgrade, you can submit a ticket in-game or on our website. Our customer care team will be happy to help. The updated description change will also go live on version 2.3, and customer care will continue processing refund requests for 2 weeks after that release. Okay, I don't agree with the combined with the new and improved Guardians teams because assists are basics, and they didn't touch any basics here, nor did they touch any base stats. So I think that's kind of that to me is a BS response. I don't think that him calling in assists from non-modified is that big of a deal.
I think they're talking about so you can keep the team, like there's sustain is higher. You can keep the team alive longer due to the increased heal and the defense ups. So I think that's what they're referring to. You can get more rounds off before he will be assisting more often.
Yeah, I can see that. It reads to me that they're talking about the new and improved Guardians. You know, it makes him too dangerous with him. Like would hit harder, and I'm kind of like no, but your point makes sense. That seems valid. I've got no problem with this. I mean, look, this is their MO. It doesn't work the way we think it works or the way we're told it works. So rather than making it work that way, they just change the description. That's what they do. This is the third time now.
Yeah,
third,
I think
fourth?
It worries me. Yeah, it worries me. I apologize if you weren't finished, but this definitely worries me because I think they're becoming far too cavalier in how they treat these kinds of things. They've done it to us multiple times. It's not difficult. I mean, think about how long the level 7 special ability has been out, possible to spec into for him. It's been an incredibly long time, and it doesn't quote testing to figure out that it doesn't trigger every time. So the fact that they're just now saying, "Oh yeah, by the way, this has been happening," it's upsetting. And then A, it's taken them this long to do it. B, they're barely increasing it. They're not making it match, which, I understand for balancing reasons that has to be a potential thing. But, this should have matched the description for the rest of the time whenever, Guardians weren't as good. You know what I mean? It's been so long now that this really could have helped that team.
Yeah.
So I'm annoyed that they're kind of normalizing this behavior. But, it is what it is. I know I'm changing their minds with anything. So, I think this is kind of what we will have to accept. I think this basically just proves that this kind of attitude will never really change. So you have to kind of accept that this will be the way it is from now on. And you're just going to have to be, I'm glad they're being upfront with the whole, you can get a refund for it. That's our normal thing now.
Yeah. Until somebody at customer support didn't get that memo.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sure that at the beginning, it's going to be a whole screwed up thing where they're like, "Oh no, it's fine," and we're not doing anything like that now. And it's like, did you read the blog?
Did you get the memo?
Probably the automated. Yeah, although it's probably the auto bots that are putting it out there. But
those are those are low priority tickets. Those are low priority tickets. So
yeah.
Yep. I'm gonna need you to work late Friday. Did you get the memo? Name that movie.
Office Space.
There you go. I was waiting for you to get the space.
Yep, I have seen Office Space. So
all right, that's not horrible. By the way, guys, he has never seen Snatch or Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels. Go.
Nope. Never.
Yeah, you're missing out, man. Effing Tommy.
I will watch them.
They're fantastic. I wish I could loan you my copies, man. I wish I could just give them to you. So what about the Kree changes? We said last year that Ronan will have his day, and that day is getting closer and closer. As we mentioned above, the character balance updates in version 2.3 will focus on Guardians, but the update to the Kree is still on track. We're excited to share the changes to the Kree team, but we're going to hold those changes close to the vest until the release after version 2.3. As soon as the new and improved Kree are ready to go, we'll spread the word in a future blog. Yeah, okay. That's fine. That actually makes me kind of change maybe my 3 playable characters, because I think the Kree rework will come with Captain Marvel, but I don't know if it'll come after Captain Marvel, because I can't see them doing. I guess maybe they could do a release now and then a release in a month.
Yeah. I think who knows what they're going to do on that.
Yeah,
it's all speculative.
Yeah,
but,
speculation.
Huh?
I've got a great meme for that. Speculation.
Yeah.
But
yeah, I think that the Kree changes. I'm glad that they're finally coming. We'll see how long it actually does take, and I'm curious to see what they do with it. But I have a feeling that considering we see a sustain already built into Ronan and one of the other characters in there, I have a feeling that that the whole team will have someone in there will have some kind of sustain feature for Ronan, and because of that, I think they're going to be a very raid viable team.
Yeah.
So I am not going to be behind the 8 ball on this one. I'm going to keep investing in Kree, and they're already at five stars, and some of them at 6, and one of them at 7, I think, because of Fury. So we'll see what we can do with it, but I'm probably going to be getting them up by the time that Kree rolls around, where I'll need them and the rework comes out. I'll probably have them all up to 6 stars, I'll say.
Nice.
And I'm going to start leveling them up relatively soon.
Yeah, I may not even care about getting them to 5-star. I don't know. I've got 2 left to get to 5-star. Hey, man, I got aim to work on. You're not going to distract me from my farm just because of some alleged Kree rework and the greatest character in the game they refuse to actually look at. So, yeah, I think you're right. The sustain makes sense. Last week, I believe we read, though, a Datamine talking about, like, Ronan himself is going to get more piercing damage. Because a guy with a hammer pierces your skin for some reason.
I kind of remember something like that. I remember you sarcastically mentioned that whenever you were saying, "Oh
yeah, he's getting increased damage with like plus 20% piercing," and it's like, sure. Let's see. So yeah, stay tuned for that, guys. The 6-month long. The Kree will have their day. Maybe it's coming soon. Yeah. And let's see. We're also happy to announce that our internal Alliance War playtesting is underway. To collect initial feedback, we'll be holding a few invite-only external playtests as we get closer to the launch of Alliance War. If you missed it, the last blog of 2018 outlined this exciting upcoming game mode in more detail. More info will be coming very soon, but in the meantime, we recommend giving the blog another read if you're curious about Alliance War. Now, I will tell you that I have given my feedback to Fox Next based off that blog, and told them that 12 hours is ridiculous. And I have been told that 12 hours is not locked in stone. So keep letting them know. Contact support and say, please don't do 12 hours. Please. If you're in the beta... I'm sorry, go ahead.
Everyone really should send that out through customer support or something, saying, do not make this 12 hours. Please make it longer, because I don't want it to be 12 hours, and I really don't think any of you do as well.
No.
So
no.
We'll see what happens with that. But
no, we need to start spending less time in the game, not more. And then on one final note, despite all our warnings, Pipster from Alliance Legion of Cabal is now the first player to journey into Fear the Darkness. The journey ahead to him is near impossible, and we don't encourage anyone else to attempt this feat. But no matter who conquers Fear the Darkness first, the first commander to do so will be immortalized in one of Marvel Strike Force's combat arenas and be the first to recruit the unstoppable Ultron. We'll also reward 100 character shards of the hero's choosing to the entire community. Good luck to anyone that attempts to make this perilous journey. That's it for this week. We're just getting started this year and can't wait to unpack all the fun we have planned for 2019. Please stay tuned for another update on Alliance Wars, the Kree, and much more in a future developer update. Until next time, good luck, Commanders. So, yeah, okay, Pipster is the first guy to go in there. I'm not gonna lie. There is a part of me that wants him to beat it in like 6 hours.
Oh yeah,
There's a part of me that yeah, there is a part of me that wants him to just like crush that mode and look at them and go, sorry.
Yeah.
So,
but then another part of me says, wait, don't do that because A, I have to go through it. B, you're going to tune content even harder. And
oh no, they won't retune existing content. So if he beats it the way it is now and then they go back and change it, they've broken their word again.
Yeah.
That was intentional.
Let me ask you, what 100 character shards would you give if you were the one to beat it first?
Black Widow.
Black Widow?
Black Widow.
I think I would definitely troll everyone. I would pick probably Scientist Supreme or A Monstrosity. You might be happy with that.
I would love that, man. Give me 100 Scientist Supreme shards.
It probably would be A Monstrosity though, because he's like the joke of the joke. So,
which
yeah,
I got to tell you. Well, we'll get to that a little bit later. But he's no joke, man. He's slow as all get out, but that dude hits like a truck.
Wait. Just to clarify, we're gonna get into how A Monstrosity is good later.
He's not the joke that everybody thinks he is. I was playing him, man.
Oh boy,
that guy hits hard. Have you tried him? He gives himself.
I've never used the AIM team once in my life, but I can tell you.
Okay, so just so you know, A Monstrosity turn 1 gives himself 2 offense up.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now, he does give himself a defense down. But you get aim security to go with that.
No health.
That's not true. Hold on.
I just, like I said, I only play against them to kill them.
Yeah. My phone's about to die, but I'm not going to do Red Star rank. Let's just remove Red Stars. His health at, well, not DG11. I mean, his health is like 63k. That's not bad for a brawler.
What do you have in that?
I don't have him at that. My phone's getting ready to die, so I shut it down. That's off msf.gg. That's 7-star T11.
Okay. Is that with red stars?
No, that's 0 red stars.
Okay. That is more health than I thought, but still, I burned through him like nothing. What's his
my
armor?
phone died. His armor. Let's see. His armor is 3757. So that's pretty decent.
How much you kind of?
But the guy does.
You kind of cut out there.
3757.
Okay.
But his damage is 10,500.
Let me just. I guess I have never experienced them ever do anything good against me. I literally will save them sometimes for the end, and I'll let them hit me, and it seems like there's nothing that happens.
So
I do not worry about
that. Is
him in the slightest.
I never ever judge a team based off of what they do on defense, because A, computer's stupid. B, they won't play the same way. They just won't. It's not gonna happen. So I don't look. I'm not saying they're the greatest team since sliced bread, right? And I'm not saying that. Oh my God, you should drop everything because. Close. Right, and I'm not saying that, oh my God, you should drop everything for these guys right now. But there are, so in the top, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, in the top 5 characters for damage, no red stars. Guess who the number 1 damage character is? It's actually Rocket Raccoon at 12k. Punisher's right behind him, just under 12k. Then it's actually Aim Assaulter at 11.5. Then we've got the Merc Sniper. And then we've got A Monstrosity, Iron Man, Scarlet Witch, and Ultron, all with the same damage. So he's in the top 5 for damage. The problem is, he's so stinking slow.
He is very slow.
That's his problem. So, but if you can get security up, he can survive. And then Scientist Supreme flips their buffs, and he'll go to town on people, man. I'm telling you, he will just go to town on people. But I'm not saying that they're the greatest team ever. I'm just saying that Monstrosity is not the joke that people say he is. There are worse characters out there.
I will take your word for it and never figure out the real answer.
That's fair.
Yeah.
So now we're going to move into... Was there anything else on the news that you wanted to talk about?
Nah, that pretty much does it.
Okay. Yeah, because Uncut, we are now hitting the 2-hour mark. So let's get into the characters.
I do want to hurry this one up a bit.
Yeah. So we're going to get into the character spotlight. So this week we are talking about the Green Goblin, and we are using the Green Goblin from Earth 1610. And the reason why we're using that one is because Spider-Man Miles, also part of the Spider-Verse, is from Earth 1610, and this Green Goblin seems to be most closely resembles that Green Goblin. So that's just the one we're going to go with, and it kind of makes some sense. Given some of his shield stuff. So, Norman Osborn was a corrupt industrialist and scientist who tried to perfect the super soldier drug for shield. He neglected his wife Martha and son Harry. After an Oz-injected spider bit Peter Parker during a field trip at Oscorp, Norman theorized that since the Oz combined with spider DNA gave Parker the abilities of Spider, if Norman were receive Oz combined with his own DNA, he could become a heightened version of himself. The experiment went horribly wrong. An explosion occurred, affecting Harry and Dr. Otto Octavius, and Norm was transferred into a grotesque, demon-like monster that's constantly looking like he's constipated. So, his first appearance was in the Ultimate Spider-Man #1 as Norman Osborn in October of 2000. And then in Ultimate Spider-Man #5 was his first Green Goblin appearance, and that was March of 2001. Green Goblin's kit, his basic is Goblin Strike. It attacks primary for 330% damage, with a 25% chance to attack adjacent enemies for 260% damage. And all these numbers, all this data is coming from msf.gg. His special is Burning Rage. He attacks a random target with stealth for 450%. If no targets have stealth, then attack primary target, deal 50% additional damage per positive effect. His ultimate is Fire and Brimstone. He attacks the primary target for 290% damage, and then attacks 3 to 4 random targets for 290% damage. And then his passive is called Cauterize. On any Spider-Verse ally's turn, choose 2 random enemies. If they have a positive effect, remove 1. On spawn, apply defense down to enemy with most resistance. If that enemy is shield, apply defense down for 2 turns. Strategies for him: you run him with Spider-Verse, and you run him against shield. But you can run him against the Black Widow Avenger team because he's going to crush Widow. I mean, he's going to make her regret ever stealthing herself.
Yeah, he does dish out a lot of damage, that's for sure. Yeah, what do you think about his kit? How do you like it overall?
It's okay. I mean, it's definitely got some anti-shield synergy in here. Because especially operative, if you're running operative, he's just going to crush whoever she puts into stealth. And then obviously he's got that anti-shield defense down for 2 turns to start the match. So, I mean, it's okay. I'll be honest, I don't think it's worth a 1.3 million blitz for the top 1,500 or the top 10%. I think he's okay. I think there are much better characters out there. He's got a base speed. It looks to be 88. So, I mean, he's gonna kind of sit there on the toilet for a while. I'm sorry, man. The guy's in-game graphic. He looks like he's sitting on the toilet, or he's out in the woods, right? So. I'm sorry. I love the artwork they've done in this game, but that guy is horrid. I mean, man, that was some intern, I'm sure. It's got to have been an intern.
I don't think it was that bad, but it definitely didn't hit the mark for me. But it wasn't quite to that level for me. But yeah, I actually really like him. I think that a Spider-Verse team with him on it is going to be very cool. I think that you're right. The stealthy attack random target with stealth ability is going to destroy the perk of operative on a shield team, which is great because that's the most annoying thing ever whenever you're about to kill someone and then, the operative that they came with or one of the spawned operatives want to go ahead and make them invisible and heal them all up. I know that even more now because it's saved me on so many times now that I have them. But yeah, so that's going to be great. He deals a lot of damage with the deal 50% additional damage per positive effect on the target. That is fantastic, especially since you're running it with a very debuff-centric team. If you go Spider-Verse, or make some kind of thing, involving a debuff center. So yeah, that'll be really good. The Fire and Brimstone, good classic ability. He has it has an AoE effect, so that's nice. The defense down on shield specifically is nice. We were debating why, if it was lazy or not to have that in there. I think you were saying that this version of it came from a cartoon, a recent cartoon kind of thing.
Well, so
right?
it came from Earth 1610, which he does have some anti-shield stuff in there as well. Where I think it's lazy is they chose this version of the Green Goblin, which nobody knew about really. I mean, nobody cares about this Green Goblin. I
think nobody cared about him is the biggest thing,
right? But they did this one specifically so that they could counter shield because the Brotherhood just weren't doing it properly, right? So this is another anti-Fury team.
I think that they did it. Though because of the movie, which I don't. Spoilers, by the way, but I mean not so much of a spoiler because he's been there for 5 seconds, but it's also been long enough. You should have seen it.
Are we past the 30-day mark? I have a 30-day restriction on any spoilers. I think we're past the 30-day mark.
I believe so, yeah. But either way, it's close enough. But and the 20% max health, that's great too. So yeah, I think all in all. Oh, and of course, the on any Spider-Verse ally's turn, choose 2 random enemies. If they have a positive effect for move 1, that's always great. You got a little bit of a Yondu effect on there. So
yeah, to an extent, but
I think that's
if they don't have a positive effect, it's just a waste. You could have one guy with 6 positive effects, and he could never be touched. So
yeah, but I think the beauty of it is that it's on any Spider-Verse ally's turn. So if you're running with an entire Spider-Verse team, that's pretty strong. Every time one of your teammates go, you're going to be removing basically 2 effects.
Nope.
No. Well, as long as that character that it randomly chooses has a positive effect.
Right. How many gold orbs have you hit?
Yeah. How many gold orbs have I hit?
Yeah.
Or you mean million? Are you talking about millions?
Yeah, I'm sorry. How many million in gold orbs have you hit?
0, of course.
Okay. So randomly selecting people is, I mean, sure, the odds are much lower here that, the odds are much higher.
That's not a
the odds are much higher here that you're going to, but it's still, there's still let's say there's only one person, there's still there's only a 20% chance you're going to select them. I don't like those. I mean, pick somebody. Just but that's just me.
Yeah, I mean, I could understand. It has that kind of random effect, but I don't know with odds that high, especially as we have a very debuff centric team and a very buff centric team right now, and so the odds of hitting someone with a buff, especially if you're doing it 2 different people every turn, it's going to be good. And even if you don't have a lot of people with buffs on, then you're probably not going to have too much of an issue anyway. So if it doesn't hit someone, that's fine. But it's really comes in handy whenever you have those teams that have like Shield, where they have 20 debuffs on them at any time for any character. That's going to be really handy.
I stopped playing. I stopped really playing Yondu before the Shield team became big. But I can tell you that playing Yondu, who's got really kind of the same style mechanic. Now, it's only on his own turn, so you're not going to see it as frequently.
Right.
But it was frustrating as hell, and that's why I requested the refund the moment it was available. I don't like these mechanics.
Yeah, you have
they're horrible.
I understand that. Yeah, I can understand why, because it's something that you can't always rely on. It's not like you can pick the person, and I totally understand that.
Yeah.
So it isn't for everyone, but I myself, I do have Yondu's passive still in there, the 7, or I'm sorry, the 5th passive.
Right.
So that's fine, and I do enjoy it, and he does a great job. But so for me personally, yeah, I think this will really pay off, and especially whenever it's doing it every turn if you run them with a total Spider-Verse team.
Yeah, so, if you're going up against a shield team with other Spider-Verse, this ability, that's why this is specifically targeted, why I think it's kind of lazy. It really feels specifically targeted to shield and shield mechanics. It's a hard counter to shield mechanics.
It definitely is, but it's also like, I don't want to say it's inadvertently targeted them, because it definitely does take a stab at them, but then again, a lot of the teams that we see coming out are very buff heavy. So, I think it's just like it's something to counter a lot of the meta stuff that we're seeing right now. But yes, specifically, Shield was on their radar whenever they thought of this team, obviously.
Yeah. Now this will do some hefty damage. This will do that passive will do some hefty damage to the defenders, because they carry a lot of buffs around. So you're getting your counters, you're getting your defenses, you get your regens. I mean, there's usually
the
taunt
on Luke. Getting that taunt off on Luke is useful.
Getting that taunt off of Luke is very useful. That's why I'm still thinking about taking JJ's cleanse up to its max.
Yeah,
because I've been getting hit with that more recently as we get harder and higher into this. Seeing like 5 or 6 debuffs on Luke really, really hurts him. So, yeah, I mean, overall, his kit's okay. I do think that in a full Spider-Verse team, it's gonna be crazy. Hey, I love running Venom and Spider-Man. I haven't put as much work into Miles as I probably should have, considering I've got him at like 4 red stars. But yeah, I'm kind of excited for the Spider-Verse team. And when they're all available, I'll probably run them as one of my top 5.
Yeah, I can almost guarantee that whenever they all become farmable, that I will definitely farm the heck out of them and really amp them up quickly, because I think that they're a very good team, and yeah, I'm excited to play them. That's for sure. So, but it's just right now, as a free to play person, can't quite do it and stay on a competitive level. So, yeah,
I agree.
But yeah, go ahead and continue.
So is there anything else you wanted to talk about with Green Goblin?
No, that's pretty much it. Actually, I think we kind of hit the nail on the head for him.
Okay. So we're gonna go ahead and move into our grab bag. We got quite a few tonight. So, first grab bag question comes from our good buddy Fat Honey Badger. When do you think the level cap will increase? Level 70 cap increase was 3 to 4 months ago. I don't know why you got to jinx that stuff, man. I'll be honest with you. I don't think this coming update will be a level cap increase. Probably the one after it or the one immediately after that. I think we're going to see it in the next few months. I
would agree. I would agree with that timeline as well, actually. 100%.
So, yeah.
Oh, and Fat Honey Badger, I had a great time playing against you on Super Smash, by the way.
Yeah, man, I'm a little upset you don't contact me to play Smash, but whatever. Not you, Heber, because we did play some last night, but Fat Honey Badger.
Yeah.
Let's see. And then Pete Wisdom asked, if the game dies, Dorian has stated that the podcast has been paid for a year. Will an anime podcast rise up from the ashes? If not, do you have any ideas? Willing to share? Thanks. I don't know, honestly, first of all, like I said, the podcast is paid up for a year. I will struggle through this game for that. Because I don't waste money. I just won't. I won't waste money, man. It's just not who I am. So, I mean, I don't see me quitting unless they do something horribly stupid or they just lie to me straight out. Test account server, test account server. But let's say something happens and Marvel announces that they're going to shut down. I don't know. I could probably do an anime podcast, but it depends on what we decide to talk about. Maybe.
How many animes have you watched?
I used to be huge into animes.
Oh, okay.
So a lot of the older ones, starting with like, you know, the old Robotech series. I never really got into Gundam too much. I loved, like I said, I loved Robotech, the Home Across series. I enjoyed Akita. Akita was fantastic. Ghost in the Shell was an amazing story. Most recently, I've been watching the heck out of Naruto. I was into One Piece for a long time, and I got through a few seasons of that. Sword Art Online. So I haven't seen the anime version of Bleach, but I saw the live action version.
Oh God.
So I probably did that in the wrong order because I'm like, meh. I think the concept's cool, but yeah. So I watched the Netflix live action version. I have not. I've seen them. I've seen it on Netflix, but I've never gotten around to watching it because I've just got so many shows on my plate right now. Let's see.
Can I rapid fire a few at you?
Yeah, sure.
All right. So, One Punch Man.
Yes.
Okay, great. Let's go with.
You cut out.
Oh, sorry. Gurren Lagann?
No.
No? Okay. You said no to Bleach. Full Metal Alchemist? Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood?
So, again, I saw the live action version. I tried, I think I watched maybe 1 or 2 episodes of the Full Metal Alchemist. But the one that's sticking out is the live action. That's one that sticks out to me.
Okay. All right. Please don't let that be your final impression. Death Note?
I think I started to watch an episode of Death Note, and I think I got maybe halfway through it. I'm just like, meh.
We had a watch party for the live action whenever it came out.
Yeah.
We almost threw stuff at the TV. It was so bad. Because it's one of our favorites, and my God. I mean, all of those live action ones on Netflix they butcher, but that one was particularly terrible. But yeah, just please don't ever watch that one. That's all I care about. But yeah, I mean, anyways, just to get back to the question, yeah, I mean, if something, I imagine that we will at the very least stumble through the year,
Yeah.
There are things that upset us, but I don't think that there's things that have gotten us to the breaking point yet. Now, I'm not going to lie. If they keep basically abusing their player base, I'm going to have a problem.
Yeah.
And, that might be an issue. And as you're reaffirming, I know that that's an issue with you as well. So
yeah, absolutely.
In those circumstances, we might have a problem. But as far as, us doing something together afterwards, yeah, that's a very good chance of something like that happening.
Oh, yeah.
So I don't know if it'll be specifically an anime podcast, but I'm sure we will find something.
We might do a Smash podcast.
I think
that actually could work.
Anything Smash for me is good. So
that might work. Let's show that.
You got to figure out how to jump. You just got to figure out how to jump first.
Oh my God. I just, so the problem is, I play Xbox, then I play Switch, and the buttons are reversed.
Right.
So it's like, man, I got to hit this button. I got to hit my A button. Nope. See, on my Xbox, the A button's the bottom button. So I may have to remap controls to be effective in Smash. Plus,
you're right. Get that thing that you said to hook up your Xbox controller if possible.
Yeah. I mean, shoot, that was only like $20. So
yeah, I would do that.
That's a lot cheaper than the $80 Procon.
Yeah, I use a GameCube controller, so.
Yeah. I wonder if I can plug in my Xbox controller wired. I'll have to try that out. Anyway, I doubt it. So moving on. But yes, I can definitely see us doing something. And to answer your question of the 12-hour Alliance Wars could be the straw that breaks my back. Because I'm just gonna have to look at my time investment into this game at that point and really determine if it's worth it to continue. I can't keep doing it at the commitment level that this game requires.
Yeah.
Let's see. So, Chadro, who is your favorite looking character of the game and worst? I know Dorian hates Green Goblin, which I've spoken to many times tonight. So, Hebrew, who's your favorite looking character in the game?
Favorite looking character? I'm scrolling through them right now, so give me a second on that one. But I do know the worst, and you guys could probably take a guess. Yep, it is Vision.
Oh, no, Vision's the best for you. Vision's the worst looking character. Man, you're just taking it to an insane level.
Yeah, Vision's the worst looking character. See, best character. You know, I really like Deadpool. So
Deadpool's kind of
probably
cool.
Including his animations. So I'm probably gonna say him. Yeah, because his animations are so well done, and I think he looks really good. So yeah, and then he's my best. And then I would say, Vision's the worst.
Okay, whatever. So yeah, I really hate Green Goblin. I hate the artwork model for him. My favorite looking character is probably going to be Thanos, though. Thanos all around, including his animations, is just gorgeously animated, gorgeously modeled. It's amazing how good he lurks, how good he looks in game for me. Pyro looks amazing. But yeah, I'm probably gonna have to give the nod to Thanos. So In a Big Country asks, what speed do you play at? And what movie quote do you quote the most? So when you play, what speed are you playing at?
I play definitely at ×3. I used to, so when I first started, I actually played at ×1 just a little bit. And I always did, and I still always do whenever I play a character for the first time.
Yep.
I always do it on ×1 so I could see all their animations and everything. But, after that, I go immediately to ×3. When I first started, I actually kept it on ×2 for a long time. But yeah, now it's ×3 all the way. And then the second part was favorite movie quote.
Yeah. Yeah, what's your
favorite movie quote? Oh boy. I think it's actually from the live action Doom game. Or not Doom game, but the live action Doom movie.
Carl Urban and Dwayne Johnson.
Yep. Whenever he says, we kill them all, like God sort them out. That's probably my favorite thing to quote. All right, so that's my favorite, like, kind of serious thing to quote. But I quote Monty Python and the Holy Grail probably like all the time, and It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. But there's no specific thing that I quote in them. It's just there's so many things that are applicable. So yeah, but yeah, put it like that.
Nice. I'm with you on the 3X. That's all I play at. I do play the 1X for the new characters, just simply because I want to see their animations. And I think that anybody that doesn't play 3X and wants to be competitive in raids is doing themselves a disfavor or a disservice. Because especially now, those things are taking so much longer because of the number of enemies and the power levels that even at 3X, sometimes I'm like, oof, there's only like a minute or 45 seconds left.
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean. Yeah.
So, yeah.
Especially anything against shield, it takes forever. So
yeah. Or if you get 27 enemies that drop in a single node. Oh,
yeah.
And so, what movie quote do you quote the most? There's probably two that come to mind. I'm always angry. And then I've got a bad feeling about this. Thanks, man.
Yeah.
And then I've got a bad feeling about this. Or actually,
Yeah.
I use I know a lot when I'm talking to my wife. I think I do. I don't know. If not, I'm going to start. I'm a Han Solo fan, so, you know. So, yeah, it's probably something Star Wars related. Maybe Star Trek would be but nothing really jumps out to, like, immediately. So Commander Code says, I use Defenders for Ultima 6 just above 170k team power. I struggle with how to make a quick buck node. Any strategies you guys use that I don't know about? Not sure if I just need to storm the node. So on this one here, this one's always a little tricky, because as soon as they drop in, Cable's going to obviously give them all that speed boost. On this one, the first thing I usually do is I take out that Winter Soldier, because he will heal block somebody, and that can be a nuisance. And the 2 Black Widows obviously are going to stealth themselves immediately. So I'll take out the Winter Soldier. I actually can run through this without losing anybody. Then I just work down the cables, and the Widows are a little annoying, but if you use Daredevil's counter, and you get that going, you know, because that should be the first thing you do every node, if it's charged up, is do that baton throw so that all your guys get counter. And then Iron Fist can one punch Winter Soldier, and then everybody else can just kind of go to town, and you just work them down kind of one at a time. When the second node drops, it's a little harder, because if you haven't killed the Widows, they can speed up the guys. But again, I personally focus the Winter Soldier first, because like I said, he does that multiple heal block, and he does more damage. But I'll definitely get those cables out of there quick after that. Yeah, that one is, I can see where that can be a little difficult. It also depends on who you're taking in as your 5th for a Defender's node. That makes a big difference on a lot of those. Let's see. Moon asks, forgetting what is scheduled, what has been promised, who are the characters you would like to see reworked, so let's just pick one. Who's the character you most would like to see reworked, and how would you rework them? So, Hebrew.
Character I'd most like to see reworked. I'm going to exclude Ronan from this, because he's already getting his rework.
Okay.
But I want to say I'm also going to exclude Hulk, I suppose. Well, maybe not. Yeah, all right. I'm going to go ahead and say Hulk, I guess.
Fair enough.
We know that he is going to be getting a rework, but he should have gotten one a long time ago.
Yeah, he should have.
I think he needs to have some kind of really unique factor regarding his rage. I think that he needs to be sped up, and I think his damage needs to be increased the lower you drop him. I know we kind of get that a little bit with the offense up and everything, but I want it to be like, you got to put him down real fast kind of thing. Like,
right.
He will start getting offense up on top of offense up or something like that. So, yeah, I think that should be a thing. It would also be really cool if they put in, although this might be like silly and game breaking, but I think it'd be cool if Black Widow had like a special thing where if you went up against a Hulk with a Black Widow, you could maybe like deter him from getting one of the offense up, or you know, keep him from getting some kind of buff that he would normally get. I think that'd be kind of cool. But yeah, I think that would probably be what I do. He's too big of a character in the Marvel universe, not to mention just an incredibly, he's in everything, and he's also extremely popular. So yeah. I think it'd be just a shame to not give him something really unique that really defines him as his normal character that we see on screen in the comics. So, yeah.
For me,
what about you?
There are so many that I would look at. Picking just one is so hard. So the one that really jumps out to me most is Wolverine. It's just garbage. Look, I love him, and I'll use him in raids because he's got a lot of raid viability, but he just he needs Yeah, the self heals and the revives are nice. I'd never count on the revives. There's no such thing as a revive.
Yeah. Exactly.
But the self heal's nice. His ultimate is nice. It should hit harder. The revive should be more reliable. I just feel that I don't think I've ever seen a game do Wolverine right, except for maybe the opening sequence of Weapon X. That I played on PC for a while. That was really good when you were escaping Alkaline Lake. So, yeah, for me, I think Wolverine's up there. I'd love to see Iron Man get a rework. But yeah, I would say Wolverine tops my list.
Yeah, I think that's a good one, actually.
San Francisco, he's asking the tough questions tonight. You guys are stranded on a deserted island, and we're only allowed to have one gaming console, not a PC, and only 3 games from that console, so no mixing and matching allowed. Which console and games do you choose? Remember, you're secluded, so online-heavy games like Destiny and COD would do you little good. I think we both agree on the console.
Yeah, I certainly would.
Right? So we're both going with this. Well, so I think it's one between the two of us. So I'm pretty sure we're doing the Switch.
You think that I would pick?
Well, so I think it's one console for the both of us.
Oh, we have to both pick the same console?
Yeah. You guys are stranded on a desert island, and we're only allowed to have one gaming console.
Yeah.
I don't see how we don't do a Switch.
I guess, yeah, we could do, if we're doing it together, then let's do a Switch, I would say. There's more party games for that.
There are more party games for that. Look, one of the only ways you'd ever get me to agree to a PS4, the only game I really, really, really miss from PS4 is the baseball. I miss the show. In fact, I had a PSP for a while, and I loved the show. So,
yeah, I don't play it, so I don't know.
But yeah, so I doubt I can convince you to go with an Xbox.
Nope.
So I think the Switch.
Actually, well, you'd have good luck with that. You'd have decent luck with that. But yeah, I think for all intents and purposes, yeah, that I think the Switch would be best for us, and I would definitely pick Smash. I'm sure you'd probably be okay with it.
I would be okay with that.
And then what would be the other one?
You got to do Breath of the Wild.
Yeah, for sure. That's a good one.
Boy, that last
Mario
one
Party
though.
I heard was meh. Mario Party I heard was meh.
Yeah.
Maybe the new Super Mario.
Maybe
game?
the new Super Mario. Maybe Let's Go.
Oh yeah. Let's do that one.
Okay.
For sure. I could deal with, like, as long as I got Pokemon in my life, like, things will be okay.
All right. By the way, we've got a trade or something on Pokemon Go. By the way, I'm just.
Yeah. Well, we gotta.
I'd never see you in
our
there.
friendship up. First of all, that's for sure.
Yeah. We
definitely.
I send you
like,
gifts.
Yeah, I usually only get on for my girlfriend. She sends me gifts every day just so we could get up to the 4 stars, and then she just goes out and gets me Pokemon now, and whenever she's here, we trade back and forth, and she gives them all to me. Nice. So, but I am going to be getting back into Pokemon Go a lot. So
I'm working on Melton right now.
Oh yeah, he's such a cool Pokemon. The fact that they made it basically for Pokemon Go and Let's Go was so cool.
Yeah,
and he really cool. The evolved form is amazing.
Yeah, I don't have that yet. I have like 4 or 5 mystery boxes. I just got to have time and enough Pokeballs. So,
yeah.
But yeah, I'm getting really into Pokemon.
Well, let me ask you one quick question though. If you could take, if we were stranded on an island separately, and you could take one game, what would it be? And
one game and one console?
Yeah.
Oh man. It's going to be my Xbox, most likely. Mm-hmm. You know what? Even if it's shared, I don't care. We could do a PS4 because the game I'd likely take is cross-platform. I'd probably bring now. It is online heavy, though you can do solo play. I'd probably have to bring Elite Dangerous.
Okay. I really do need to try that out since you go on about it so much.
Dude, it is really, really good. I'll even Twitch it. It's just, man, I was playing it when we were doing our pre-show. I bought a new ship today, so I gotta get it kitted out so I can go explore the galaxy.
Very nice. I would so for me though, I would probably I'd probably pick a PS4 and I would pick the most recent Naruto fighting game. Or if I really wanted a story-driven game, I'd probably pick BioShock Infinite. So one of those two is what I'd probably.
Very nice. I gotta see if I've got that.
Yeah.
Is that a BioWare EA game?
I don't know if they did. I don't know if BioWare did that.
I'll have to take a look because I had the EA Vault, which makes me so mad because I paid the $10 to buy like Battlefront 2. It was on sale, so I bought Battlefront 2 for like $10, and 2 months later they put it on the EA Vault that I get for free. Well, not free. I mean, I pay a yearly subscription fee, but
right.
Yeah, but oh well. Yeah. I only paid $10 for Battlefront 2.
All right, we should probably move on.
Yeah. Let's see. Ed Carden asks, which AIM, Hydra, or Kree minion would you be least upset getting a 7 red star pool on? For me, it'd probably be either AIM Assaulter or AIM Monstrosity.
I guess strategically I'd pick Kree because I know that they're getting a rework. So I would pick basically any one of the Krees because I don't know which one's going to be the best going into it. But let me see. I suppose Noble would probably be one. If I remember correctly. Noble is the one that pulls an assist, right?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, I believe that's Noble. Yeah. So I'd probably pick that. But if I wasn't being strategic, or if I didn't know, like if we went back in time and I didn't know that Kree was going to be getting a rework, I'd probably pick Merc Sniper, I think, because he would do lots of damage.
I'm still taking Monstrosity, man. Because he's got 16k.
You take that Monstrosity.
16k damage with a 50% offense up.
Very nice.
I mean,
I will never know.
That is 24. That's 24k damage base, right? And he's hitting for almost 300% of that. So he's doing almost a 75k damage.
Yeah.
You know, he's probably closer to 70.
Pull out my Punisher till I pull out my Punisher and kill him in 3 seconds. But yeah,
that wasn't the question.
You're right.
But yeah, Assaulter hits even harder. So anyway, yeah, I got to work on that guy a little bit more. So then Pope Jesus Christ asked, how did you both get into podcasting? So Hebrew, how did you get into podcasting?
Mine's pretty simple. Straight up, my friends and I, we were talking about, Irish and I specifically, we're talking about doing a podcast over just more general stuff before, like probably about a month before this game came out, or was on my radar at least. And I started playing this game whenever I saw it on iTunes because I regularly check the App Store, and picked it up, started playing it. I was like, man, this game is a lot of fun. And I told all my friends about it. They all picked it up because they love the IP as well. And we all started playing it a lot, and we were calling up each other to talk about it. We had a big group chat going. And yeah, so it was just a lot of fun. And, since we were playing it so hardcore, we were like, hey, let's do a podcast. And so Irish and I did a podcast, and that's pretty much how we got into it. Now I really enjoy doing podcasts, and I've met, great people in the process too.
We've got a great community going here, man.
Yeah, it's worked out.
We do have a great community.
So yeah. What about you?
So I've been into podcasts for a long time. I love listening to podcasts. I don't listen to the radio in the car. I only listen to podcasts or audiobooks. So I've always been a talk show radio type of guy. And so um, I play Galaxy of Heroes heavily. And I've been into some of the podcasts there. Shout out to, the SOPod, the Shattered Order podcast. They were probably my main inspiration. And they're the only Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes podcast I even listen to anymore. But those guys are great. And I actually have gotten to know, the co-host, or at least Wink, not really well, but relatively well, to the point, I can go into it privately. And, I got into a game a little over a year ago now called Legends Reborn, and it was a Bandai Namco venture, and it was in like pre-launch, soft launch, and we started playing that kind of heavily, and we were in contact with one of the devs / community managers, and we wound up doing a kind of a roundtable podcast with it, and I absolutely loved it. And then they shut down the game, and I was looking for something else because I didn't want to get into the Star Wars scene because it's so oversaturated. That then MSF came along, and Muggin and I just started talking and decided to do it. And modeled originally very heavily on the Shattered Order podcast and the Galactic War Report podcast for Galaxy of Heroes. So that's kind of how I got into it. And where I am today.
Very nice.
Yep. It's a lot of fun, man. It's a good history to get into sometimes. So
yeah.
This one's for you. So Mizio asks for Hebrew. With them announcing the rework on Groot, any chance you're going to try to get Irish to come back to the game?
Boy, I have tried. That is a hard sell. I honestly think unless Nick Fury's deleted from the game, I don't think he's coming back ever. I did tell him about what happened with Red Stars, and I think that just made him even more happy that he got out whenever he did. He had spent a good amount of money on the game, far more money than me. And I think a full refund or something like that. Maybe not a full refund. I don't really know, but I know he got a big refund whenever nightly. And after that, that's whenever he stopped spending on the game, partly because, he didn't want to support Fox Next anymore, and partly because he was worried about being banned, So, yeah, he just continued on. And then whenever that, as my song says, whenever he went up against Nick Fury and got slashed, he was done. And that was, like, he said that he's going to quit a lot of things in his life, but I got to say, he stuck to that one hard.
He has done that really well.
Yeah, he really did. Like, especially with League, like, he said that he's going to stop playing tons of times, and he never has. He'll get very upset because he loses a game, and then he'll be like, oh, whatever, like, I'm done with this, and then he'll be back tomorrow. But yeah, with this one, nope, it was done. So, I don't think so, but I know that he is going to be involved in, like I said, I'm going to be creating content with Anthem. There's actually a lot of us that are going into Anthem. Muggin is going to be joining in there. I don't know if he's going to be part of the content creation part, but he's at least going to be, part of the group going into stuff. I had mentioned it to him in passing, and Chewy is as well. And so, yeah, there's people that we know that are going in. All of my friends are going in, like my real life friends are going in. So yeah, you'll definitely see Irish again in there. At least we were planning on doing a podcast together that was unrelated to this game a while ago, but he wasn't able to do it due to some work stuff. So we had to revamp what that podcast is going to be. But yeah, that's about it. Sorry, that was a long walk for a short drink of water.
But yeah. It happens.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you everybody for your questions for the night. And I think that we're getting ready we're getting about ready to wrap it up. But before we do, Hebrew, let's give everybody what they've been waiting for all night, and that is the $10 gift card from Patreon. So what I'm going to do real quick is I am going to get onto the Patreon site, and can you please, if you don't mind, go to random.org. And I just wanted to say that while the show was going on, we got a $10 pledge from Alex Della. So thank you, Della, for your pledge. We really appreciate it. You'll be able to enjoy the episode uncut when I release it either later tonight or early tomorrow. This is for the people that really kind of stuck around through the month of December. So Alex, you will qualify for next month. Yeah. Okay. So I think I have everybody, and so I need you. We have 17 patrons, guys. Thank you so much. That's awesome.
Yes. Thank you.
So, you're going to put in your low range is 1 and your high range is going to be 17.
Okay.
And you're going to give me that number.
All right. And the number is 11. The number is 11.
11. So the number is 11, and that is Lamon Russ. So Lamon, congratulations. You won the $10 gift card for this month. If you get in touch with me via Discord and just let me know if you want that iOS or Google, I'll get that out to you. Toot sweet. So actually, he's in the chat, or not in the chat, but he's listening live. So, yeah, if you want to claim that, just send me a message, and congratulations on your $10 gift card to either Google Play or the Apple Store. So, now the real question of the day, Hebrew, for this week. Who you farming, man?
So for me, I am farming exclusively gear. I'm trying to get, I think, 2 people away on my shield team from getting everyone up to 11, to tier 11. So with that, then I'm going to focus on farming my Kree up to 6 stars, all of them. And then I'm going to, now since I know the rework's coming, I'm going to, really focus on my Kree so I can be ready whenever that Kree rework hits. But yeah, so for right now, I'm just farming gear, but soon it'll be Kree.
Nice. That's a good farm right there.
Oh yeah.
Sorry, I'm sorry. Oh, I was about to ask. I didn't hear it. So, I am still farming defenders. I've still got Daredevil and Punisher to get to 7-star. Those are my 2 closest. Miss Marvel, I'm farming to 7-star, and Bullseye. So those are kind of my daily farms, and I'm only doing Bullseye because he was 4-star, and he's so powerful where he's at right now. It's just crazy. He's so squishy, but he hits like a tank. Let's see.
Yeah.
After that, I kind of use my free energy through the day to farm AIM. I'm doing it, man. I'm farming AIM.
Wow.
I probably spend 250 energy on AIM every day. So,
that is something.
It's something, all right. It's something. Hey, look, when like Evan said, when you have to platoon and you have to platoon AIM, I'm going to be the hero. So,
yep. That's true.
Darkwing asks, he's joking, right? No, I'm not joking. If you look up higher in this chat, you'll see my AIM that I'm working on. I just took Scientist Supreme to level 66 today, right before the episode recorded. So I am not joking. I'm working on AIM. I am literally working on AIM. My Scientist Supreme is currently 666 or 6564. So that's where it's at. Because we were all hit aim red stars before we hit anything else. So I'm just playing the odds.
You know, that's probably the best argument you have. They're just going to screw us with red stars for aim, so might as well lean into it.
Hey, look, if you're gonna do it, go. You don't half step it, man. You go all in. So yeah, that's what I am farming right now. Obviously, gear as well, but I just can't bring myself to do the T12 climb. It feels so painful. I'm gonna have to. At some point,
it's so much work. It's so much work for a little payoff. I feel like, unless of course you have the red stars to make it worthwhile.
Oh yeah. Then it just crushes. But exactly. I'm a little sad because my defenders, I don't have the red stars on them that I would like yet. I think JJ is my highest at 4.
Yeah, I have 2 or 3 on I think 3 of them.
Yeah. I think I've got, so obviously we've got the 3 Luke Cage. I think I've got 2 Iron Fist and 4 JJ. I don't know if I have any on Punisher or not. I don't remember. And with my phone being dead, I couldn't tell you. So, all right, man. Well, is there anything else you wanted to talk about this week?
Nope. That is pretty much it for me. Just the general thank you guys very much for coming. We really appreciate it. Everyone listening live. Della, thank you very much for your pledge as a patron.
Yep, absolutely.
We really, really, really appreciate that. And just obviously we were still in the process of moving past red stars, but I would say honestly we did a decently good job this time.
Yeah, I mean, I think we did better.
It's kind of that fact. Yeah, I think it's just that fact of just kind of, all right, this is what it is. Let's move on. This is how the game works from now on.
Yeah.
Every once in a while, I'm going to take stabs at it, but that's the nature of the beast. So
it is. I mean, look, somebody picking up the game today doesn't know any better. They're great. There's nothing wrong with them. So, well, I mean, there still is.
Yeah.
But they don't know anything different. That's my point.
Yeah, I agree with that 100%. So,
well, all right.
But yeah, that's about it for me.
Excellent. Well, I just want to thank everybody. Well, I'm sorry. We want to thank everybody for listening to the Ravager Report. If you'd like to become a part of our active and interactive community, you can do so at our Discord channel at https://discord.me/Ravager Report. Please remember that is a URL, not a Discord invite. If you'd like to send us an email, you can email us at theravagerreport@gmail.com, or you can find us on Twitter at RavagerRepo. If you like what you hear and would like to support our show, you can join our patrons at patreon.com/Ravager Report, where we have subscription levels ranging from $2 to $20. And we actually added a new benefit to the $5 and up level, where you get this show uncut early. You'll get a day or two of early access to the show. We do want to send a big, great thank you to all of our patrons. You guys, and let you know that we appreciate your support. We wouldn't be able to be here without you guys. So we appreciate everything you do. Until next week, keep fighting, true believers.